All right. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got here.
As of today, major banks collectively account for over $1 trillion worth of financial instruments sold, not yet purchased. I've added a visualization of how much money that really is, full thread down below. So right here it says these firms have inflated their balance sheets by more than $1 trillion by selling shares that do not exist. It's ultimately lowered stock prices across the board, of which retail holds. So the 99% doesn't see the gains they rightfully deserve because supply and demand is fake. Not only has this undermined and
Supply and
diluted the
demand is
issued
fake.
shares of thousands
Oh,
of
okay.
companies, but it is affording these banks the ability to use surplus counterfeit cash against retail by pushing their now even bigger chip stacks around the market to manipulate prices. It's truly absurd that they need this much of an advantage over retail when they are the experts, right? These are the things that should light a fire under all of us to where we stand up and make noise every single day.
Hmm.
Share videos like this one, guys. Get on Twitter, get on the forums, get loud about what you want change, and do it now. Congratulations
Do
to
it
CEO
now.
Adam Aron and AMC Theaters for being recognized by Guinness World Records.
Guinness
On
World
behalf of AMC
Records.
shareholders around the world, I feel honored for our company to receive such prestigious world records. And this
Uh,
certificate says the most manipulated stock in
oh,
history of the New
Jesus
York Stock
Christ.
Exchange Foundation in 1792 belongs to AMC Entertainment, where on August 24, 2022, over 43 million fails to
Jesus
deliver were
Christ.
registered on newly issued AMC
Oh
preferred
my
equity,
God.
known as the APE shares. Hedge funds, the SEC, and news outlets have collaborated for over 2 years in efforts to suppress the true value of the company. AMC APE GME. If apes took the time to understand what an infinity squeeze play is, not potential
Oh,
advice.
Jesus.
This is why they are panicking. Because for once, we ask and shorts have to deliver without question. That's how powerful we are
Uh,
now, with realistic limitation and, my opinion,
okay.
rich as. So with AMC still being extremely shorted, and all the bullish catalysts stacking up, this stock, in my opinion, and of course who knows what the
Oh,
future
this
will
is going to
hold,
work out
has the
perfectly.
ability to skyrocket in price. The shorts could be squeezed to new sky-high numbers as long as the stock isn't halted like every other time this begins. We are witnessing and uncovering the biggest
Wow.
fraud in history. Holy S AMC
Holy
GME
S.
ape. We are
All
starting
right,
to see
here we
this
go.
entire thing finally come together. Mainstream media outlets are even starting to catch on.
Oh, yeah, look
AMC
at
and
that.
GME over the last few trading sessions are starting to get some
Fun.
back in them. The next few trading days are going to be crazy.
Yes, they are, Benji. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Oh, boy, look at that. Mm, okay. Never mess with Manuel. Um, so something that everybody has to learn at some point. Anyway, um, okay. Futures are open, and well, I'm gonna give it like a minute here before I say anything because it likes to go the opposite. But I feel like this is like Groundhog Day for futures opening. Although that's pretty darn flat. And while I get the next video loaded, oh, actually, this isn't a video. This is actually just something interesting. So, um, it looks like this is Al from Boston's channel. This was posted 2 days ago. This was removed through lawyers. There's a ton of cases in which Adam Aron was a defendant on, and most were dealing with some kinds of securities fraud. This is the video. We watched it. 18 cases in which Adam Aron was the defendant in cases ranging from fraud, securities, and lying. So it was removed. So it says it was published March 21st. That would have been, I believe, this day. Now, I don't know.
Hey everybody, Sal from Boston. How are you? Glad to be back making videos again. I am having some health issues, which I'm progressively getting addressed,
Oh
and
no.
I wanted to make this
Hope
video
he's okay.
just to go over some things that I found as I was in the hospital and recuperating, and got home and started just researching. I'm sure,
This isn't the
um,
same
and it's a
video?
complaint here, and it's a complaint regarding AMC Entertainment Holdings Company, Adam M. Aaron. They would admit or omit rather, um, you know,
Uh,
defendant Aaron. That's so. Let's see.
okay, that's all this.
Led to 17. AMC sold 20 million. Place blah blah blah, blah 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 as well. I think AMC prayer for relief. So is this like a one-time thing? Is this like just one time where, come on,
No, I
that's
think it
got to
is the
be a
same video.
coincidence, you guys. Come on. It's just a coincidence. There's just no way, dude. There's just no way. It's just a coincidence. That's all it is. Let's move on. Oh boy, another. Oh no, another one. Da, da, da.
So he just,
Headquartered parties, substantive allegations. Okay, what's the false misleading statements again?
uh,
Fiduciary civil. Oh no. And Morgan Zernin does this one.
I think
Parties, defendant,
it's
individual
got to be the same
defendants.
video.
I don't know. It's weird. It's so weird. I'm sure this has nothing to do with our guy. I'm sure it has nothing to do with named Adam Aaron, who lives in Florida or has something going on in Florida. And it's just a coincidence that this guy's got the exact MLC. Another one. This time, Adam Aaron's the plaintiff and Abby Aaron's the plaintiff. Wow. And they're the defendants. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, guys, that's wrapping up.
Yeah, because this this time is actually Adam Aaron suing someone else. So yeah, let's wrap it up.
He's never that way. He's thoughtful and methodical, and he does to support AMC and everything he does. Drinking, she said she
Wow.
was a victim of military sexual trauma. She got raped by one of her commanding officers or
What?
girl at the VA. Be honest with you, right? I should say the idiot from Boston, according to Mr. Aaron, signing off. All right, that's just it. That's it. That's the end of it. I want to tell you something. All right, this is just supposed to be a funny joke. I'm going to be honest with you. Right, I once met this girl at this. I had to take a an alcohol class when I got out of the Marine Corps. I was a drinker. I was a heavy drinker, and I met this girl at the VA. Beautiful, beautiful girl. She was in the
God.
U.S. Air Force, and she told me, why she started drinking. She said she was a victim of military sexual trauma. She got raped by one of her commanding officers, or I forgot exactly how the story went. And
Yeah, because why would it matter?
it happened, and she was, partially drunk. They were both drunk, and the whole thing happened. And she didn't believe it the next morning that it happened. Um, it was a strange thing. Like, that didn't just happen. She thought she was imagining things, but she had all the visible traumas associated with rape, but she wouldn't believe it. And she had this tremendous hurdle. She had to accept the fact that somebody that she trusted with her life had done this to her. And I'll never forget it. It made me remember, excuse me, I'll never forget it, because the fact that she was so enamored with this person that she was just like, this guy was the best. He would take care of every need that I had. I had never problem serving in the Air Force, and my life was so much better because of this one person. And she trusted him. I mean, they went to Iraq together and they trusted each other. She trusted him at least. And when the rape happened, she couldn't believe that it happened. It was just like out
Oh,
of nowhere.
oh, okay.
It was out of nowhere. And that's what I
These
think
memories from
about
Al's time as
AMC in a lot of
defendant.
ways. That's where I find AMC to be like. It's a rape victim, except the rape has happened,
I mean,
but
come
we just
on,
can't come to terms with it.
dude. What
We
the
have
fuck? You're comparing AMC investors to rape victims? What the fuck? Oh my God. What an asshole. Oh my God. What a douche. Holy shit. I didn't know that that story was going there. Otherwise, I would have cut it off way before that. What the fuck? That's like Frankie Muhammad saying that, uh, what did he say? He said something ridiculous. Uh, well, anyway. Oh yeah, Lynn. He said, oh, don't make me go back.
In a lot of ways. That's what that it happened. It was just like out of nowhere. It was out of nowhere. And that's what I think about AMC in a lot of ways. That's where I find AMC to be like. It's a rape victim, except the rape has happened and we just can't come to terms with it.
Wow. Okay. Great analogy. That's what you thought of? That's what you thought of. So you met this beautiful girl at the hospital. You met this beautiful girl at the hospital. When you were in to detox, and she had been raped by her commanding officer. And you remember this story because you want to compare that to AMC. What? What the fuck is wrong with this motherfucker? Holy shit. Wow. Okay. How do you follow that up? I have no idea. I have no idea. Well, anyway, here's a new one. I have never seen this. Money Montgomery. Money Montgomery. Um, don't know what this is about. It just says AMC stock shorts are on the clock. AMC GME.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, back at it again, guys. I want to make sure I've got some keynotes. I got some information. Hey, make sure y'all stick around to the end of the video. I got a clip I'm about to share with y'all real quick. This is Danny Blanchflower. Apparently, he was a former bank monetary policy. He was like in the committee. He's over in England, right? Listen to how bad things are getting. This is a global
Listen to how
economic
bad things are
crisis that's
getting. Oh
happening
boy.
between both powerhouses that shade each other, America and England, both with banks that were involved in this fraudulent game, overextending. Guys, they keep comparing it to 2008, but like I said, guys, I feel like this is so much
Wait,
worse.
wait, we're still talking about banks? Okay. Um, let's see here. I mean, I don't know. No, we're still at two banks on the failed bank list. I got this right here, ready to go at all times. Um, two failed banks on the failed bank list. So, but we're still talking about it, and it's still related to AMC.
We about to play
Okay.
the video, and like I said, I got some banger keynotes. I just want to throw in, put some in the air, give y'all something to think about for the weekend. Hey, tomorrow is my birthday, guys. Hey, listen, y'all have made this birthday. It's gonna be something special, man. I appreciate all the support, guys. We gonna keep it
Tomorrow.
coming, but let's get through this video. Let's go.
John Ehrlichman, we are less than an hour away from the U.S. Federal Reserve's latest decision on interest rates, but describing it that way simplifies
you,
our
this was
reality much too much.
day before
it's not
yesterday.
just about whether rates have
Or
to
not,
keep
day before
rising to
yesterday. This
fight
was yesterday.
inflation. It's how we are going to deal with this dual reality
prior
that
to
rapidly
25
rising
point
rates
basis.
Friday.
are breaking parts of the economy while we simultaneously continue to navigate the true challenges that emerge from higher prices. And where will this take us? Where will it take the economy? Where will it take the financial markets? Our next guest was a member of the Bank of England's Monetary Policy Committee during the global financial crisis in 2008. He's also a professor of economics at Dartmouth College.
Danny
Blanchflower joins us now. Danny, nice to have you back with us here on BNN Bloomberg.
Great, of course.
So is this the time to be
See, this
talking
ain't no
about
game
more
right
rate
here.
hikes or pauses or rate cuts?
Well, I think it's inevitable that rate cuts are coming. The question is, what are they going to do today? What's the Bank of England going to do tomorrow? It certainly gives me bad memories of what happened in 2008.
Oh, come on.
For your listeners, the big question, I think,
God.
is what does the Fed know that the market doesn't? That was really the
Guys, that's pivotal. I talked
Oh,
about
is
in
it?
the last video.
Oh, you mean
where guys,
what does the Fed know that the markets don't know? You mean like, and I, Janet Yellen. Now, I know she's Treasury. Okay. I know she's Treasury, but Treasury and the Fed work together. Like her not knowing anything about, so maybe it's what does the Fed not know, right? Come on.
As we come out and we all get this whole spectacular show of, oh, the FOMC meeting, it came out. They already know what's going on. Guys, up under the hood of this car is something wicked. Jay Powell has no idea how to control this. Him and Janet Yellen for the first time in years are just off tilted, even on response. We're going to go over that at the end. But guys, how do you stop hyper?
Wow. Okay. All right.
It's bad over at the end, but
we don't have hyperinflation.
Wow.
Okay.
Bad loans of 0%.
I just want to hear this guy talk. I don't care.
And if you notice the story in October 2008, we in the UK basically knew that banks were failing. And so 6 central banks on October the 8th cut rates together. And if you notice over the last few days, the same central banks essentially acted together. And by the time we get into middle of November, RBS was in trouble. So the question today is, does the central bank know much more than everybody else does? And if it does, what's it going to do? Is it going to go do a reality check and basically cut rates? But the reality is the market is pricing in the United States 3 rate cuts by the end of this year.
That's ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous.
The question is, how bad is it? And what does the
All
Fed
I heard
see
was that future hikes are coming.
For example, are there other banks that it knows about that are in really bad shape and bad things are going to happen? So this is really a
hello. Did y'all hear that? All right, we're gonna tie it in at the end, man. I just want y'all got to hear this now. This is insane.
And I would say anybody,
you know it's bad when people coming out.
Tanko
is making an error.
Hello, sir.
They're going to have to go into
These are
screeching
former bank
U-turns.
policy
so that's really
committee
where we are. We'll
people.
see what they do.
They know when something toe up. Look at him.
Unclear, but the argument actually for a rate cut is probably the strongest.
So,
oh Jesus Christ! Give me a fucking break. Fucking break.
Maybe we could also have a conversation that's directed towards hubris, because if we had known inflation would be such a problem, maybe we wouldn't have waited as long to fight it. And heading into the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, we had some awfully hawkish talk, didn't we, Danny? From Jay Powell.
Okay.
So,
like I said,
yeah.
Well, we did, and I think in a sense, if you look back to Waller and Powell especially, there was strong talk about, we know what we're doing, we can raise rates, that's not going to have any implications, we're going to nicely push inflation down, and all's going to be well, based on, I call it guessonomics, based on no data. So obviously the credibility of what they've said is now in question.
I tied this all in.
So the credibility of what they said is in question, but what does the Fed know that the market doesn't? I mean, I'm not able to square these two statements here. I don't know.
Down because somebody told, somebody came in my comments. Oh, Swiss Bank is good. They're never gonna. I told him, who told you that? The banks that's going down? Guys, there is no solution yet to what's going on in current state affairs. I don't know why people are thinking, oh, they're going to get under control. How can they get some under control they haven't even figured out? Like, are we all in the same universe here? This is
I don't think we are.
Spiraling them out of control. And then the thing
I don't think we are
short in this market on bad plays, bad deals, on money that might not even be there, as we know. It's like that episode of SpongeBob where all the SpongeBob are running around in his head.
Oh yeah, that's it. It's just like that episode of SpongeBob.
Listen to the sad.
Like that bad back.
This is destitute.
The question, partly, of course, is what's going to happen to inflation. But inflation is not really our problem, because as recession comes, what it does is it wipes out inflation. Go back to August 2008. Same conversation. Inflation in the 5s. What's going to happen? Well, inflation turned to deflation within a few months. So the credibility of the central banks in question. And let's think back. You have rates at very low levels for 10 years. And then in a 9-month period, you say, we're going to raise them through the roof. And that.
Guys, they listen. They were playing on cheat code mode, on God mode. Oh, yeah, we'll get you back with them 8 shares. We'll get you back with them AMC shares. And we'll get you back with them BBYs. Oh, no, we got you on them GMEs. Because they were thinking,
why does everything revolve around meme stocks for these guys? Holy shit.
Hey, hell, well, we could just run it through. The money can keep coming. And then guess what happened?
Thank you.
Right to the kidney. Right to the kisser. Oh, God. economic downfall, a shift. Somebody started something. Uh-oh. And now here you got people that were playing bad games with 0% interest rate. And interest has now ran up towards where we're at, what, 5% interest rate? Bond yields expecting are pacing in another 1.25 basis point, 125 basis point hike. That is a difference, a gap between the current economy and the bond markets. Oh God. Oh God. Guys, I guarantee you the next meeting, inflation will still be higher as it came in higher the last meeting yesterday. All right, well, let me just have it. I'm sorry.
That's not going to have any implications.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I got some
It had implications for particularly for high-tech sector, and then for banks that were holding, that were sort of funding them. Well, think now about student loans, car loans, mortgages. What banks around the world are holding those assets? The central bank's going to know, and the question is it going to pretend that everything's fine?
18 times worse.
Maybe it isn't seeing such things, but credibility, I think you're right to say, is seriously on the line.
Uncompleted.
And
We
claim
covered it
that
up,
the soft landing was
and then it
coming
came back.
is based on no historical data.
Tony.
It was guesswork, wishful thinking, and hoping, and now they're paying the price.
So as we start to wrap up this conversation, Danny, you know, you talked about deflation. Bloomberg's economics team went back. They looked at like 140 years worth of bank crisis situations in the U.S.
What crisis?
Some cases where you saw notable deflationary circumstances, but many were before either we were even talking about a Fed being in existence or a different regulatory regime.
Right.
So
or we were still on the gold standard.
some deflation, but it seems like there's a greater percentage chance
Look at that face.
that the contraction of the
Hey,
economy
I feel you,
that
brother. He
comes
just like,
from
what?
First, what was an interest rate risk. We've seen that with the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, but now this worry about a credit risk from all of these bubbling
So
things.
so now we're just now it has become a an interest rate risk. Never mind the problems that they had internally, and the fact that literally almost every other bank was prepared for this. It's not like they didn't know that they were going to raise rates. I find this to be incredibly disingenuous.
What
This is
would
worse
be
than 2008.
your advice to the Fed
Worse than 2008, he said.
on
Worse
how
than
to
2008.
navigate through and avoid that worst case scenario?
Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. This is bad. He knows something that we don't know.
And assume that the risks
And
are
they know
actually to
something
the
that he don't
downside.
know.
In fact, I know that Bloomberg's looked at data.
Matter of
for
fact, he was in the
approximately
committee. He
150
knows.
years in the US. We have data for the UK from 800 years. Don't even ask. But about 350 of those years were deflationary. Remember, what we have here is basically nothing which has historical precedent. Since 1945, we have to look to longer time period. So I would say to the Fed, you have to be cautious.
Was that the Great Depression?
The expectation is
No, it wasn't the Great Depression. Okay. To Badback's point, the more of something means the less of a value that thing has. Money. The more of it, the less it's worth. Common sense. Here it is. Here it is. The money supply. Oops. Why can't I do that? There we go. Well, okay. So there it went. All right. And I'm looking at the M1 here. You can look at any of them. They'll all show the same thing, basically. A slow increase over time, and then boom, here we are. This is the increase. So one last time. The more of something means the less of value it has. Okay, so the more money, the less of a value it has. That's it. That's the monetary basis of inflation. Right there.
that this is a severe financial shock on top of the interest rate rises that you've given. Torsten Slok has argued, sensibly, I think, that this is probably equivalent to 150 basis points of tightening just because of
I just said,
What's
look,
happened to the financial markets? It's costlier to borrow. Bondholders who were wiped out in Credit Suisse, they're going to demand higher rates of return. So this is a tightening of financial conditions. The Fed really has to sit there and say, okay, what have we done? Just like Janet Yellen is having to do now. She had to rescue the depositors at Silicon Valley, and is now talking about basically ensuring every deposit in the United States, which is going to have implications for Canada and for the UK and for Europe. If all the deposits are guaranteed in the United States,
you know what?
Well, you're probably going to
there's
have to
only
do the
so
same
much
thing.
money in the
So this is
world.
The media is so fucking toxic. I swear. Because these narratives, it's really no different than the AMC narrative. It really isn't. You have a relatively small number of people who actually understand what is happening, and you have the masses who don't. And once it's clear that most people don't understand something, that's when the media swoops in and just goes on assumptions. I mean, this is such garbage. Oh my God.
Tiptoe very carefully and be mindful that the risks are to the downside that you may have caused. Raising rates is likely to make that worse.
He's talking about America. He said you.
What the
Guys,
fuck?
this is so bad.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. Hey, listen.
And see, then you have people like this who has no clue what he just listened to, and now he's under an assumption. What is this section?
Let me get over these notes. I got some key notes. Hey, I appreciate everybody that stayed to this point.
Oh.
Hey, I love all the support. Let's get down these key notes. The bad paper deals, the heels. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let's put it back.
Wow.
Everybody.
Okay, that's Money Montgomery. Okay. My God. Everyone knows something that someone else doesn't know. Good point. And that's sort of the point. Um, everybody has to kind of discover things. Like the apes want to think that they're all one unit and that they all know the same things and that they're all making the same decisions. But we know that's not true. The great meme depression. What gets me is the Fed told them that he was going to hike rates with the goal of 2%, and they keep trying to push the Fed into a corner to reduce rates. Yep. Right. And I mean, it's just such a disingenuous thing because why do they, air quotes, want rates to go lower? What's the first thing that happens anytime there's even a rumor about potential rate cut? The market shoots up. Plain and simple. They want the market to go up. Wall Street wants the market to go up. Oh my. Like now, um, we're looking at the 10-year Treasury note futures here. So this is the actual bonds, the actual, um, this is not the yield. This is the actual bonds. Okay. Now, what we're seeing today is that equities are up slightly, like very slightly. Um, Oil is up almost about 0.9%. Natural gas is down 3%. We got basically a flat VIX, although it's down a little bit. And the dollar is also down a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. But we see the price of these bonds down, and then theoretically that would raise the yield percentage, right? So the yield is bond price goes down, yield goes up to make up the difference. Uh, Now we may be starting to see the NASDAQ roll over here. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? This is a very micro time frame, but they foolishly gambled and lost. Tony says here, maybe the feds are raising the rate because the $15 million rockets heading to Ukraine need to be paid for. Most of U.S. money gets lent out to other countries, not just domestically. It's not just the stock exchange, it's globally. And if you want the SPY to give 10% annualized returns every year, you're going to always have to have a correction every couple of years, or else the dollar is going to turn into the peso. Yep. And it may still, anyway. So there. All right. Moving along here. Oh man, I hate to do this.
We're back.
Does he think that's cool or something? Like, does he think that that's cool and nobody's ever done that before? And screw your damn intro.
All right, guys, there are so many reasons to be bullish on AMC and G.
So many reasons to be bullish. Oh, we're still here, huh?
We also look at APE stock in this video, but I give you the update on everything you need to know and look for this week. And we
Boom, there it is.
Anything but the facts, the data, and the technicals on this channel. We don't listen to emotion. We don't listen to
bullshit. I beg to differ.
The noise, and we don't speculate. All we do is look at the charts and stay data focused.
Problem is,
any more time, let's go ahead and hop in the charts, the facts, and see what we have going on. All right, guys, you are
okay. The problem is you can't say a chart is looking at data, because you are giving an interpretation of a chart. Okay, there are different ways to interpret charts. There's not a single way. So if you give a chart to 10 people, you're about likely to get, close to 10 or maybe even more than 10 different ways of looking at it. Okay, so I have a problem with that. Now, if he shows the goddamn Volkswagen squeeze again, we're going to have even bigger problems.
Back with another video of Data Zero, and in this video, we're going to be looking at
and we shifted from bad to worse on the mics.
APE and GME. Now, guys, in my personal opinion, things are looking extremely bullish for these three.
Okay, he just said it. In my personal opinion. Okay, I thought this was supposed to be facts. That's not a fact. I mean, I guess it is a fact that your opinion is that, but traditionally that's not considered a fact. That would not work as a footnote in a paper, for example. That's not something that can be verified. Yeah, we can ask you, do you really believe that? But that's not exactly what is meant by that. So, okay, so now we know we're in opinion world here.
Stocks, we're going to get in the technicals, the fundamentals, and break it all down and see what we have going on. So let's go ahead and hop right into this. So as you guys can see, we have this cup and handle.
I love that too. And then, like, we had an intro, and now without wasting any more time, we're going to get into it. And then we go here. Now we have another intro, and now we're going to get into it. Okay, let's get the fuck into it.
Starting to form. So as you guys can see, if the peak was here at $5, we have this cup and handle formation starting to
cup and handle. Oh, okay.
And push back to this $5 region. That is
cup and handle. That's a new one
we are
for
going
him.
to have a lot of movement to the upside, and there's a lot of things indicating that we are going to push up to that $5.
A lopsided cup.
I'm thinking we're going to get to the $5.50 range here next week. We're definitely going to push out of this $4 range. We've been accumulating in this $4 range, just consolidating, and this is extremely
good idea,
bullish.
Tony.
Now, this is also another bullish indication of what's going on the bigger time frame. So if we look at the bigger time frames,
what is this
breakout of
what are these
2-year falling wedge? So this is a technical pattern.
2-year falling wedge.
Time. It's going to take some time to play out because
like we've heard that
2 years
before
for it to come down, but overall it's going to lead us on a uptrend. Now this is the uptrend that is building. We see this uptrend push to $8.
That's the uptrend. Really?
Move down, and we're
So what was this back here? Did he not, would he have said this is the uptrend here? What about here? Why wasn't this the uptrend? Why should we believe you that this is an uptrend? It looks like it's doing the same exact thing that it did back here. And we know that they think that the patterns repeat. So why would it be any different? Okay, so far this is terrible,
consolidating above a higher
even
low
by
than the
his own
previous low.
standards.
So now we're consolidating, and now we're about to move up into this $5.50 region, in my personal opinion. And
So
this
we're
is
going back
extremely
to
bullish for a continuation to the upside to high.
what? Why? I haven't heard a single reason so far. No, none of these people know why a chart does what it does. They spout cup and handle, head and shoulders like they are definites, but they don't understand what chart patterns are based off of and how macro can invalidate.
Higher highs like 10, 11, $12, and you guys can see I have it marked with gold.
Yeah,
If we
10,
get
11,
above that 8 to
$12. I mean,
$12 region, you could see explosive price action in
why?
AMC, because
Why could you
there's
see
little
explosive
support and
price
resistance
action?
there, and AMC loves to run once it gets above that region. So that
It
is what I'm
does?
looking at for AMC. And if the cost
Why?
to borrow
Wait, it loves to run once it gets above that region? Yeah, run back down below it? What are you talking about? Nothing that he just said is substantiated whatsoever.
that region. So that is what I'm looking at for AMC. And if the cost to borrow is still continuing to increase, and
If
if we
the
see this
cost to borrow,
increasing,
give me a fucking break. The cost to borrow, my, when has the cost to borrow ever affected the short positions on AMC? I mean, seriously, when has it ever caused shorts to cover on AMC? Are you kidding me? I mean, this cost to borrow at this price of AMC is lower than it was for most of the previous time. Like when AMC was in double digits and, you know, 40, 50, $60. This cost to borrow is lower than that. So what the fuck is he talking about?
cost to borrow, and we see the shares available to borrow remain near zero, you can better
On Interactive Brokers, where that website gets its data. So no, that's not the total number of it even says that on the Stonko Tracker website. This does not represent the total number of shares available for shorting. It's only from one broker.
believe AMC is going to take off on Monday, or
Oh, now we have a day.
believe AMC is going to take off on Monday or Tuesday. So do not be
Oh,
placing bets on this. This
okay.
is not financial advice. I'm just some guy on the internet. Make your own decisions and do your own research. But if the shares stay near zero to borrow, so we have zero shares available to borrow, even if they stay
That
near
doesn't
that,
even make
like
sense.
1,000, 10,000, 50,000 even. This is very little short pressure that AMC is used to not seeing. Every day they have shares
What?
available to borrow for this stock, and they use it
Guess what? Shares will be returned on Monday. There will be shares that were returned on Friday that'll be reflected in the numbers. Like, this is so absurd. This is what this has become now, hinging on every little piece of irrelevant data. Holy shit.
to short it down and
You
stop
got to be
momentum
kidding
like
me.
they did here, and they started shorting it down, shorting it down, shorting it down, and all
Yeah, what momentum? The short covering momentum? They can't use short selling to stop the momentum from short covering. I mean, give me a fucking break. Why do you think it went up here? Why? What do you think these uptrends are?
also like they
Fucking
did here
idiots.
when we got this big candle to the downside and we got that vote. They loaded up on short shares. You could literally watch it on Stonko Tracker or Fintel. They loaded up on short shares, and then you could literally watch them use it to dump them down.
No, you could not. No, you could not. Like, that's not how it works. You can't know that. You can't see that. Okay? That's like one of the big things that the apes are supposedly fighting for or
Especially on
whatever.
Fintel, because Fintel reports by the hour, and as you guys
That's the same shit that's on the fucking Stonko tracker. And guess what? It's from Interactive Brokers. Interactive goddamn brokers.
can see, the Fintel, because Fintel report by the hour, and as you guys can
exactly
see,
the same as it.
you guys could literally track it, and that's what we were watching on my previous videos. But so we have zero
It's
shares
exactly the
below the
same
bar, even
fucking
if we
data.
stay near that
Exactly the same data. God damn, this guy sucks.
intel reports by the hour lead the way for this move. So GME could have personal
Okay,
opinion
here we go.
analysis for GME. GME is looking on my previous videos, but let's go ahead and check out more technical analysis for GME. GME is looking extremely, extremely bullish in my personal opinion. GME
Okay,
could
more
lead
opinions.
the way for this move. So GME could have
Yeah,
a
that's
nice
a
pop to
super
the
bullish
upside. And we've
look,
seen
let me
this
tell you.
before. AMC and GME run together. We could see GME lead the way and make a
Wait,
nice
they run
move to
together?
the upside, and
Okay.
then we could see AMC follow. So this is what I'm looking at for GME. So we have this beautiful, beautiful support above this gap. So we didn't come back down and fill the gap. Gaps need to be filled, but they can be filled at any time. They could be filled after a very large move to the upside, and that's honestly what GME is looking like it's building. So if GME can get above this overall sloping resistance above like $28, $30, GME is going to absolutely take off parabolically if we can get above $28 to $30.
Why?
But looking at on the smaller time frame. So if we go ahead and
that makes
put
no
on
sense.
the EMAs and go ahead and put those on, so you can see the 50 EMA marked in gold and the 200 EMA marked in white. And on the 4-hour time frame, we have a golden cross. This is
oh my God,
signal. You guys
a 4-hour golden cross.
Traders use this signal. Institutions use this signal. A lot of sophisticated traders use this signal to determine if a stock
not on GameStop
or not. And also because of what it means for the price, this is a bullish indication for GME. And not only do we have this golden cross on the 4-hour, but we have this breakout of the falling wedge. So this, you see guys see this falling wedge. So a falling wedge is called a bullish continuation pattern or a bullish pattern.
Everything is a goddamn falling wedge with these guys. I swear to God, everything is.
That this move to the upside is going to continue, and we are going to retest this high of $27, $28. And what did I say? If we can get above $28, $30, things could get crazy for GME very, very fast, very, very quick. If we go ahead and put on the super trend, which gives you buy and sell signals, you guys can see that we have a buy signal on the 4-hour time frame, and this is indicative of a large movement to the upside.
God. Yeah, more like a falling knife, Model 3 dude.
We normally have a nice move to the upside, and it is bullish for GME. If we go ahead and take
you know what? Investors are going to realize that they made a mistake buying GME and realize that, you know what? Actually, this company, this is all accounting tricks to make this look profitable. They don't actually, no, they didn't actually do anything. In fact, their revenue was lower. So, yeah. Falling wedge, more like a falling knife. Bear flag. Inverse toilet and I don't know.
Super trend and put it on the daily time frame. You guys can also see that we have this bullish signal on the daily time frame, which is extremely
well, that'll be invalidated before you know
GME.
it.
And if you would have got this buy signal right when it popped off 1 day before the big move to the upside. So this indicator is very, very useful. Super trend is very, very useful. As you guys can see, turns green, and normally the stock goes up.
I can tell you right now, I probably just looked at the MACD crossover that happened or touch that happened right here. I mean, if that's where it gave you a signal, but now it's showing it there. So, I mean, why would it have moved? I don't know.
Very useful indicator.
Yeah,
and it normally
exactly, Manny. Why even look at the chart?
when you use the 4-hour and daily time frame. So that is what I'm looking at. We do have a ton of bullish indicators on GME and the daily time frame. Also, we have the MACD, the daily MACD is bullish, showing us that there is a ton of bullish momentum in GME. Now RSI is getting a little high. We do want to see RSI consolidate a little bit because it is getting near the oversold or overbought territory. But if we see a parabolic move to the upside because of gamma, because of everything else
Because of
going on
gamma.
with the technicals, you could see GME just
Oh my
blast to
God.
the upside. And if you look after we get past that $30 mark, the call options is insane. There is a clear gamma ramp launching us to $40 if we can get above that $30
Yeah, if.
mark on GME. If we go ahead and look at AMC's call options, let's go ahead and put that on real quick. Hop on AMC's call options. Same thing
I am
for
not
AMC.
seeing a gamma
If we can
ramp.
get above 5 to 6.
I am not seeing a gamma ramp. So here's the options for GameStop. This coming week. Here's the calls. I do not see this gamma ramp at all. So open interest. I'm just going to call them out. 2000, 1800, 4800, 1600, 1500, 2000, 7300, 9200, and it's not. There's really not anything much above 28, except this 35. There's only 870 open at 40. Now, I wonder how much of this will get converted to open interest from Friday, but even still, I mean, the volume is not that high. 275,000 contracts. And where are they buying them for? I don't know. That's for this coming week. I mean, yeah, we've already had, let's see what the, so that's a sale of puts or calls here, 405. Somebody or something bought 876 puts at the 21.5 strike for this coming week. That would be a bearish bet. A lot more puts here. Yeah, I actually, all right. I don't see a gamma ramp.
$6, AMC could see a nice move from gamma to the from the options chain, which is normally always apparent. There's always gamma in the options chain normally when you look at AMC's options chain, and that gamma ramp could take us easily to 10
Is he
or
talking about AMC? I
$12,
thought he was
most
talking
likely
about GameStop.
$10. If we can get above that $5 to $6 range, we could easily push to these higher levels. So that is what I'm
Doubtful.
looking at for AMC. Things could get explosive, and GME, things could get explosive if we get above the $5 to $6 range for AMC. And I'm thinking AMC will close the week unless we get some parabolic action as far as right now around the $5.50 range. So I'm thinking it's going to be a green week. GME, I'm thinking
yay.
we could get some parabolic action.
A green week. It'll
above
be up from $4.47 to $5.50.
If we don't get that move to the upside, I'm thinking GME will close at $25 to $30 this week. So $30.
This guy is getting definitely a little bit overconfident.
The low, but I'm thinking it's definitely going to be a green weekly candle print for GME. And I'm also thinking that GME could give us the momentum we need, AMC to give the momentum we need to continue to the upside and get a bullish push to the upside. If you look at the weekly MACD on GME, we do have green weekly MACD on GME, and we have green weekly MACD on AMC as well.
Do you know what expiration those were for,
are
Manuel?
primed to launch, just absolutely primed to launch. AMC cost to borrow sitting at around 200%. GME's cost to borrow sitting at roughly 20% as of now. We had this huge spike in cost to borrow, which is indicative of a nice pop to the upside. Whenever you see these nice spikes in cost to borrow to the upside, that normally means a large movement or a significant movement to the upside is coming. So that is what I'm looking at for GME.
Oh, really? That's a new one for me. Whenever you see a large move in cost to borrow, that means a large move is coming in the stock. What? Where did you get that from? I have never heard that. Never heard that one.
$5 for this week, $5 for this week. It is just one data point to look at. It's not telling you everything, but it is something to look at. This is where options or call options and market makers will make the most money. If we go ahead and put on the AMC FTDs and put on that data, you guys can see that the
FTDs,
are stacking
yay.
up. Somehow they got this off of the threshold security list without covering these FTDs, but these FTDs could provide bullish momentum because we have T plus 35 closeout dates,
Oh my
meaning
God.
that shares have to be bought out of the open market and exchanged by market makers. So again, these two stocks have so many reasons to be bullish, and all they need is the right news event, the right catalyst, the right bank to fall, the right domino to
The
fall.
right bank to fall. The right bank to fall. There it was. The right bank to fall. Okay. So here's a fact-based analysis. Now, I'm going to give you my opinion, and we need the right bank to fall. Now, are you kidding me? This has got to be a joke. This is early April Fool's, right?
We will see these things increase and just take off. And I am thinking we're going to see a green overall day in the markets tomorrow. I'm thinking that the markets are going to move to a significant move to the upside.
Great.
So I'm looking for AMC and GME to have a
So
nice
so we're looking for a bigger inflation print this week, I
week
guess.
this week.
Next
Let's
week,
go ahead and
whenever it
quickly
comes
check
out.
out the technicals on APE and then
God.
wrap up the video. I think I covered all of the fundamental data. APE is the most shorted stock as far as Yahoo's finances.
No, it's not. Where the fuck are you getting that? Oh my God. Like, there's nothing on this screen. Look at this. You have to look at this here. Now, let me make this bigger. Oops. Let me actually make it bigger. And make it so we can see it. Okay. So this says all screeners, most shorted stocks. Applied filters for stock screener. Region, United States, price intraday greater than $1. Average volume 3-month greater than 200,000. That's all that's on that screener. There's nothing about shorting on that screener. So what? And I mean, besides, we know these guys are such clowns. And whoever started that whole, oh, ape is the most shorted stock. My God. Where is Ron? I don't know where Ron is. Need a new
Concerned.
bingo
So number
card.
one most shorted stock is APE, and you guys can see I just updated this. I'll go ahead and refresh it.
Yeah,
so you guys
update it
have the
again
most
because they're going
current
to change it on
information.
Sunday.
But as you guys can see, APE is the number
The
one
fuck?
most shorted stock in all of the stock market. A lot of the short interest, I believe, is hidden because if you look at Fintel, it says
Hidden.
it's only at
It's hidden.
6%. As far as the economic calendar for next week, we don't really have anything going on until the 31st, which is the personal income and the personal spending at month over month. And that is
Well, because you have it on high impact only. You have it on high impact. Okay. I don't know why it keeps changing my countries, but as much as I would like to say that I, care about the inflation in Bengali or wherever the fuck, I don't have time to keep track of all that. So we want United States, but we want to have it on the lowest impact so we get everything because now you've missed. See, you've missed. What did you miss? You missed that wholesale inventories. You missed the house price index. You missed Case Shiller. You missed all of this mortgage and home buying data. All the energy stocks, jobless claims. You missed jobless claims. GDP. You missed fucking GDP. You missed quarterly core PCE. Although I don't know if that's supposed to be on Thursday because the rest of the PCE stuff comes out on Friday. But anyway, you missed a lot of stuff. You missed a lot of stuff. Where is he? Where is he? There he is.
the market. And if we look at, like I said,
See, he didn't say any of that. Look at that. He just missed all of that shit.
until the 31st, which is the
Nothing until the
economic
31st.
calendar for next week. We don't really have anything going on until the 31st, which is the personal income and the personal spending at month over month. And that is for news that could affect the market.
Yeah, he's looking at core PCE price index right there, and he's not even saying it for US. So what a clown.
And
This is called cherry picking. This is called, well, or ignorance. I mean, it's ignorance and cherry picking, which is like the worst because he doesn't know what he's looking at. He doesn't know. And then he's, just calling out certain things. Oh, well, personal spending, that's the only thing. Even though I'm looking at core PCE, it's personal spending.
And if
What a
we look
clown.
at, like I said, the short interest for Ape is #1 most shorted stock. So let's go ahead and
Yeah, and what is the short interest? Well, we can trust our handy dandy faithful um Vortex guy for this because he posts it 3 goddamn times a day. Here we go. And look, interactive broker short shares availability. Vortex even has that same data, the 0 entry and then the 100K entry. It's the same data. Okay, daily short interest. Well, the estimated is 6.46. Here it's 6.44. Now, how does that make any sense? AMC's is 24.34. Last time I checked, 24 is higher than 6. So how can Ape be the most shorted stock when you're literally the other stock, AMC, is 24? I mean, is this guy, is he impaired or something? Like, what the hell?
check out this technical analysis and then wrap up the video. So guys, as you can see, Ape is on this overall uptrend. We have the 2-hour buy signal on the super trend. We have the super trend
How many time frames did you have to go through to get a buy signal if you ended up on the 2-hour? The 2-hour chart showing a time. Give me a fucking
on the
break.
4-hour
Wow.
buy signal. And if you got this buy signal before on the daily time frame, you would have caught a nice move into the upside. And I believe it's about to flip bullish on the daily time frame. As you guys can see, bullish indicator or the MACD is about to flip bullish as well. And I think we're about to get that daily
Oh,
buy
yeah,
signal.
right.
Ape is going
Right.
to have a nice pop to the upside, especially after consolidating downwards in this falling wedge, which always has a 2 out of 3 chance break to the upside. And we did get
A
the
2 out of
to the
3
break to the
chance to
upside
break
as
to
we
the
get the
upside.
breakout, the retest of the
What?
top, and then push to the upside. And now Ape is continuing to the upside. So this is what I'm looking at for Ape. And if you were to get a price target from this, I did this in many videos. You just take the poll of this move and it puts it at around $4 for Ape,
$4 for Ape.
$4 range. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. But anytime you want to get a breakout for a falling wedge, you take your low to your high, take it to your breakout point, and then go ahead and move that over. And as you guys can see, that is
Oh,
putting us
come
around
on.
the $4 range, $4.50
Why don't you
range for
what he
Ape.
should do
And
is
that
find us examples of where that plays out. Show me an example of where that plays out that you found.
is the
Yeah,
possible
didn't think
price
so.
target for the breakout of this falling wedge. It's a bullish continuation pattern, which means this higher high
Yeah,
setup
that's what
is
Trey
going to
said.
continue. This higher low setup is going to continue, and we're going to continue
Yeah, this is
on a
pathetic.
uptrend. And that is what the technicals are telling me, and that is what the MACD is telling me. Indicators are telling
Yeah,
me.
because last week he said that it looked like a bearish outlook on AMC. I bet his numbers went down, his views went down, he probably lost subs. So now he's back to the perma bull stuff.
RSI is
Jesus.
extremely low. Plenty of room to move to the upside for a significant run on
Trust me,
Ape.
buddy, people don't want to hear the truth. So if you want to do this, you're better off just being bullish, you know,
And we didn't come
or be okay with fewer
down
subs.
and fill this gap. So we are looking extremely bullish, in my personal opinion. Momentum indicator moving to the
But what does
upside.
that
So
even have
guys,
to do with MOAS? What is AMC pushing to 550 or whatever the hell? What does that have to do with MOAS? Nothing. It's nothing to do with it. And I'm sorry, the apes aren't here for a dollar and a quarter move up, and they don't care about that. So what use is this? I don't
again,
know.
these three stocks have many, many, many indicators showing that they are extremely bullish. If we get above certain price points, so
Not
GME,
really.
if we get above 28 to 30, APE if we get above 5 to 10, and AMC if we get above $5 to $6, you
Look at
could
this
see
watch list.
significant.
Look at this watch list. AMC, Ape, GameStop, Bed Bath & Beyond, Eterian, BBIG, Riptide, 9-cent stock on the NASDAQ. Yeah, right. How long is that going to last? NASDAQ Incorporated, SQQQ, TRKA, the dollar, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano. Hell of
Price
a watch
action to the
list.
upside. There's little support and resistance after those zones, and the shorts are so underwater at that point that they could start to cover, and we could see the
No,
squeeze
you know what would cause the price to go up that high? It would be short covering. It would be short covering.
actually kick off. But guys, that is the video. Hopefully you found it informative. I know I did. And let's just check out one
You
more
found it,
thing on
he found it
the
informative. Okay.
Bollinger Bands. I want to check out real quick for you guys on the AMC. But if you look at the Bollinger
Yeah, we don't want to look at it
Bands, I want to check out real quick for you
on
guys
GameStop because the Bollinger Band is wide as fuck right now. Yeah, let's flip off that real quick.
AMC. But if you
Yeah,
look at the
good.
Bollinger
I
Bands
saw it
are
though.
constricting on the 4-hour time frame, letting me know a large movement is coming, and it's above the blue medium line, and that tells me this move is going to be bullish, as well as the MACD and the super trend. But guys, that is the video. Hopefully you found it informative. I know I did. If you did, go ahead and drop a like, subscribe for more content, and remember,
69 likes. I
Twitter
can't
and
very
Discord
well
for
on a
more
good
updates,
conscience can't hit
ask your
70 on
questions,
that.
whatever the case may be. And as always, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.
Wow,
Guys, that was the video, and as you guys can
wow, 2 outros too. So yeah, we got 2 intros, 2 outros. Boy, this guy, I don't even know what to say. Let's see. Wow, $5. Can't wait. Yes. Clearly didn't watch the whole video. Maybe 2 minutes on of it tops. Watch the whole thing before you comment. Most of y'all learned that by now. No, he is $5 is the most you're going to get. You should have learned that by now. Nice. If you've been buying at $4 and moved to 5.50 would be profitable, learn to trade. Data gives accurate predictions from iPhone support. I watched it all. No shit. Then you know if we break above 5 or 6 weeks, we could see huge upside. Exactly. He doesn't know me and or my trades. I've been in AMC before the majority of apes and been an investor for AMC since 2019. I'm already set. I just love to troll. We know nothing. We could go down to $2, $3. The MOAS will not happen this year or even $20. Won't they just create more shares? Fake. Mm-hmm. Okay. Lovely. Not quite half as lovely as the futures. Maybe. Let's see here. Let's look at something. So this is a weekly chart for the NASDAQ. And that's this week here. So last week, God, the volume is so crappy. Maybe we should go to the Qs. I mean, it's still pretty crappy, but it's not as bad. Okay, we'll go back to the NQ. So here's last week. And the range was $1,000. Nope, wrong one. Range was about 500. Okay, that makes more sense. Let's go to the SPY. The range was about $13. And let's see the IWM. This is where, okay. So we're a little bit different of a concept here on the Russell 2000. So people like to look. It's funny because people like to look to the Russell as leading indicator when it's bullish and the rest of the market is maybe not so bullish. But they don't like to look at it when the Russell is bearish and the rest of the market is not bearish. I don't know why. Well, I know why, but um, oops. So we got that lovely upside bias always coming in. Let's see, get back to this here. 1 minute view. Got everything kind of following the same patterns here. Um, and like I have to check myself here because I'm like, okay, this is the yield, right? No, this is the bond. This is the actual 10-year notes. I actually don't know what the code is for it on here. I don't know actually what it's US 10Y on TradingView, but anyway, all right. When is the annual retail voting meeting for apes to become part of board members in AMC Donahue Dreams? Yeah, right. Let's nominate some retail investors to the board because it's a great idea. Okay, stocks and crypto. Oh no, here we go. Here's Donahue George with the soft ass video. Look at that. Look at how soft it's like a soft ass image right there. Okay.
It's not.
Jesus Christ.
It's not financial
What has he
advice.
got it on glamour shots mode?
Legal advice for entertainment, education purposes only. Anything I say is my opinion.
Jesus.
Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say.
Any financial
That being
decisions.
said, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that YouTube algorithm stuff, so you get the videos I put them out. See, I'm thinking, see, I'm analyzing that data, but like I tell y'all every day, the day they release us is false narrative of the market, so we can make bad decisions. Listen, and I'm not giving dates because I don't have a crystal ball. But I'm gonna tell you something.
I like how
Sunday, it's about nothing about.
I like how evasive, how kind of like reticent he's being. Like, I don't know if I should. Got to get the lip smacking in there.
5 p.m. more or less, and there's still 0 shares available to short
on one broker. On one fucking broker. Are you fucking kidding me? Everybody is this retarded. Really? Okay.
Last time,
now that I know that,
they went the whole weekend without trading shares between each other while the market is closed.
What?
I mean, I've sent out numerous tweets on that same subject where when the market is closed, these guys move 300, 400, 500,000 shares between each other on Saturday and Sunday while the market is closed. And now it's Sunday at 5 o'clock, and we had aftermarket Friday, all day Saturday, a majority of the day Sunday, and they still haven't found any shares to trade between each other.
What?
And that is very concerning to me. And I'm not saying they won't find another 50,000 or 100,000 shares on Monday morning.
What the fuck is this guy talking about?
That the whole weekend went by and they didn't find any shares or any counterfeit shares, rather, because and it's just my opinion, I'm going to tell you about who to sell. I don't believe there's been any real shares to short.
Okay, the problem is, Mr. Donahue George, that we get it. You're not telling anybody to buy, hold, or sell, but you can still provide misinformation. You absolutely can still provide misinformation, and that's what you're doing by saying that you don't believe that there are any real shares to trade. Okay, I mean you can believe that, You're free to be an idiot. You're free to believe things that aren't true. But when you have a platform, when you're talking to people, 16,000 subscribers, well, you know what? Never mind. Because the 16,000 subscribers, they want to hear this. See, that's the difference. And that's why something catastrophic would have to happen before anybody would even take a look at this. And I said, Model 3, dude, I don't know. I think it's the glamour shots filter. I don't know. My aunt has glamour shots that look like that from the 80s, 90s. But anyway, God
for
damn.
about a year and a half. And that's just my opinion. Please do your own DD. You do not have to agree with me. But
No, you
every
don't.
weekend,
But there's no DD that you can do that would confirm or deny what you said. Remember Russell's teapot? What he just gave was a Russell's teapot example. Absolutely. You cannot prove that. You cannot disprove it. Oh, feel free to disagree with me. Go do your own DD. But there's no DD, there's no research, there's no data that can either support or refute what he said. So that's a problem. And really, it's not really a problem for most people. Well, it's not a problem for people who understand that things that are said like that are automatically dismissible because of that reason, because there's no way to prove it or disprove it. So you can believe it based on blind faith, but that's not substantiated. The best thing to do is just to get rid of that and not believe it. But of course, he believes it. He doesn't want you to buy, hold, or sell,
they always find shares.
but he believes it.
But this weekend, and with the cost of borrow so high, these guys did not find shares all weekend to trade between each other. That tells me
They don't trade between each other on the weekend anyway. I mean, what are you talking about? Where do you get this from? Where do you get this from?
the pressure is really on these shorters. I think it has to do
Oh,
with
microwave, dinner's done.
the situation with the banks. It has to do with
Or maybe it was microwave popcorn.
the Fed delivers.
Maybe it was Orville Redenbacher.
It has to do with the dog pool volume. It has to do with the lack of liquidity.
The dog shit volume. Is that what? Yeah. Not only that, if someone does do actual DD and challenge their narrative or ask too many questions, that question the narrative, you get blocked and shunned from the cult. 100%. 100% true.
But it's like the perfect storm of everything coming together. And when it does,
Wait till he's not going to mention the banks. Oh shit.
and like I told y'all before, if the right bank,
Oh God. I mean, there's no way I could have known that he was going there next. Come on, I didn't cheat. I didn't. I just thought, you know what? He's not going to mention there. He just mentioned.
if the right catalyst happens, AMC, GME, and the other mem stock goes to the moon. But the fact that they haven't traded these shares all weekend tells me that they are in trouble. Anyway, please.
What a
tell me
fucking
what you
moron.
think. Do you think it's weird?
You are fucking retarded as fuck. Wow. That is dumb as fuck. Oh my God. All right, what do we got here? What do we have here? We have Federal Reserve versus the stock market. Whoops. Oh, oops. Oops.
We are going to raise interest rates. We are going to fight inflation. Do y'all believe him? I don't believe him. We are going to do whatever it takes. If they raise rates, that'll push us into a recession, and then they'll just have to lower rates to get us out of a recession. Let's hold the line here. Let's just stay put. But banks are failing. We don't think you'll stick to your guns. Financial conditions are tightening. Bad news is good news. We are going to raise interest rates. We are going to fight inflation. Do y'all believe him? I don't believe him. We are going to do whatever it takes. If they raise rates, that'll push us into a recession, and then they'll just have to lower rates to get us out of a recession. Let's hold the line here. Let's just stay put. But banks are failing. We don't think you'll stick to your guns. Financial conditions are tightening. Bad news is good news.
Nice. All right, now we can go to the other genius of Wall Street, stocks and crypto plays.
Hey friends, welcome
I'm glad he has that game show introduction.
to Stocks and Crypto Plays. Today I'm talking about AMC stock. It's Sunday, so this information is going to...
Boy, it sounds like he's on autopilot here. Sounds like he kind of doesn't want to be here. I'm getting a nonchalant kind of um uh, I'm not, I don't want to be here, but I have to be here kind of vibe from this. Wow, interesting. See if you pick it up.
Hey friends, welcome to Stocks and Crypto Plays. Today I'm talking about AMC stock. It's Sunday, so this information is going to be valid for Sunday and Monday for sure, and even beyond that, of course. But today I'm talking about the CEO of AMC, Adam Aron, and the question is, do you trust AMC CEO Adam Aron?
Okay.
Now, I did a poll on Twitter, and the results are disturbing. Okay, I'm going to get to that in a second here. And right now, actually, I have a poll on YouTube as well. So it's going to be the YouTube poll versus the Twitter poll. Now, the Twitter poll I did is already done. 809 people voted. I'll give you the results in a second here. Just please hit like, subscribe, add notifications. Just press the little bell icon.
That's a lot. That's asking a lot there,
and share a video
partner.
with a friend at the end. Just text it to him. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this Twitter poll, about AMC, about the YouTube poll, and also I'm going to talk to you about the US dollar and how it's getting ready to totally collapse. Now, don't freak out. There's things you could do to protect yourself.
Buy gold.
You need to buy silver. You need to buy gold.
Yep, told you. These guys are just like, these guys are so predictable. That's what it is. They're just predictable as fuck.
You could protect it.
Bury it in the backyard.
Best recommendations I have.
Buy AMC.
Okay.
Oh. Wait, he didn't say buy AMC.
Those are the best recommendations I have: silver and gold. Okay, and copper.
Copper. I got some of that right here.
Probably crypto too. Okay, so
water
the US
pipes.
dollar is going to collapse. Now, there's something called the BRICS nation. It's Brazil, Russia, Iran, China, and South Africa, the BRICS nation. They've switched off the US dollar. They are using gold-backed currency, and soon their regular currency is just going to be phased out and relaunched.
The I is not Iran, by the way.
Being 100% backed by gold. And other countries are getting ready to join them, and I think there's 57 countries that have applied to be part of that already. Saudi Arabia is in the process of canceling the petrodollar. The US dollar is getting ready to collapse. You've seen the banks collapsing. The US dollar is getting ready to collapse. I'm going to play like a 15-second video.
You've seen the banks collapsing. We've seen 2 banks fail on the failed bank list. I mean, I'm pushing back against this narrative. It all seems to be pushed and believed by conspiracy believers who think that, well, they are not telling us. And as somebody who values information, I just have to say no. Anyway, yeah. Months late. Lynn says, I found a link that makes custom bingo cards. It gives a link to play the cards live with up to 30 people. I'll check that out. I don't think we're going to see, well, we might see more bank talk, but I hope not. I'm going to go out to the news here in a second and see what's going on out there. But yeah, I'll check that out. What is up with the yellow Twitter logo? Looks like a bird is pooping out of the back of his head. Sort of does. He's only months late when telling people to buy gold and silver, buy at all-time highs. That's the ape's way. Yeah. So, so gold did drop quite a bit here to the opening today, but it's coming back. Coming back up. And, but yeah, basically, yeah, it's, buy gold up here. You won't be disappointed. Or will you? So it hasn't been at these levels since 2012, it looks like. What do we got here? Oops. Bingo card. Oh, there we go. Bank fail. Run on banks. Bullish AMC. Bullish. FUD. All banks failed. Bullish as fuck. FDIC. Next bank to fail. Hyperinflation. Crypto. Star. Was that crypto all? Is that a DOS reference, Lynn? Is that a DOS reference right there? Janet Yellen. Adam Aaron. All deposits insured. Bank run. Crime. That was a DOS reference. Awesome. I mean, we can have that up there if we want. Okay.
They've got the president, I think it's of Kenya, on video saying that the dollar is going to collapse because he was part of the BRICS meeting, and I guess they have some inside information. So this video is going to be very valuable. But what I want to talk to you real quick about too, also, since we're AMC apes, and we have a lot of AMC stock and ape stock that affects us, is this: do you trust Adam Aaron? So here is the results of that. It was only a 24-hour poll, so it was a very short poll.
24-hour poll, very small window of time for that one.
74% on Twitter said yes, they do trust Adam Aaron, and it blows my mind. Like, are they brainwashed? Did they let Adam Aaron brainwash them, or are they just not paying attention, friends? And then 26% of you are very intelligent, you're very awake, you're very smart on Twitter. 26% of you said no.
Well, that doesn't look good for you, does it?
That said no, you're very smart and aware and awake. But to the 74% that said yes, are you?
Hey, welcome to my world, buddy. Welcome to my world, buddy. The truth is like poetry. Kenya is always who you want to look to when researching the currency. Yeah, pretty much. Should I sell all my AMC stock? Well, that's not a decision that anybody can make except you. I mean, depends on how much you're going to lose, I guess. You can send a link to each player. They get a custom card, so everyone has a different setup. You assign a caller and play via Telegram. Just add just add beers. I read just add bears. Continue what has been making with what has been making money. Yep, we could see issues there in that case. Okay, let's continue this poll.
Sleepwalking. Adam Aaron's putting his hands in your pockets, taking the money out of your pockets.
Maybe people like that. What's wrong with that? Don't judge people.
And you're thanking him for doing it. Wake up. Now, also, I have a poll going on right now. You can actually still vote on this one on YouTube. Just go into my profile and you'll be able to see it's part of the community notes. It should just pop up for you once you click my profile. And it's under the community tab if you can't find it. And basically, it says, attention YouTube apes. Apes on Twitter voted 74% yes that they trust Adam Aaron. I'll ask you here, do you trust AMC CEO Adam Aaron? And you guys are so much more well-informed, so much smarter, so much more awake than the Twitter base that follows Adam Aaron on Twitter. They just say yes to everything he says, no matter what it is. They'll follow him into
I don't think so. I see Adam Aaron get lots of hate on Twitter, so I mean, bigger sample size on Twitter too.
So right now, only 14% say yes. 86% say no, they don't trust him, with 585 votes. So, friends, we really need to get that.
Got to go over there and click yes.
In 24 hours, I had 809 votes, and on YouTube, I've only got 585 votes. So I need you guys to vote. Just go in there and vote, because I'm going to publish this to Twitter, and
let's bring that up.
Adam Aaron.
Yeah, it's a poll about a poll.
I want him to see. Does he have support on YouTube? Do we trust
everybody?
Him
go vote yes.
Does the YouTube fam? Does the YouTube?
Here's the link.
Fam trust him? Yes or no?
This is what we call a group troll exercise.
Vote on this because I'm going to tag Adam Aaron. He's going to see it and he's going to read it and he's going to know. Because right now he's already read that 74% yes, they trust him. The one that I did on Twitter, he's already read that. And he's probably thinking he's just so great. It's very disturbing. So he's got to see the truth from the YouTube fam over here.
Wow.
Okay, guys?
This guy is a child.
Can you do it? Can you make a move? Let's see. Just vote, okay? Now, let me show you that video about how the dollar is going to collapse and the Kenyan president's basically telling you.
If it's from Stansberry Research or anyone like that, I'm leaving the video. I'm done with him for this
that because he
video.
was part of the BRICS meeting, okay? And let's see here. I'm going to pull it up for you.
If it's an invalid video of any type, if it's from a blog.
It's going to take a second to pull it up. And then I want you to watch that video within my video here. Okay, guys, here we go.
Video within a video.
Who are holding dollars, you shortly might go into losses. You better do what you must do, because this market is going to be different in a couple of weeks.
There you go, friends. The Kenyan president telling you in a couple of weeks things are going to be very different. He's basically saying, get rid of the US dollar, get rid of it. Very concerning, friends. Everything I say in this video is my own personal opinion. It's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor.
Okay.
Okay. So having said,
What in the hell is going on in the background? I just noticed that it sounds like
it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor.
wind sound or
So having said that, how can you protect yourself if you've got some fat cash in the bank? Buy gold and silver. Go on a web.
well, but you just said you're not telling us what to do. Buy, hold, or sell. But now he's saying buy silver. Yes, of course, buy it when it's 11.5% up.
Website. You can go into my previous videos. I showed you where I recommend buying silver. Go to that website, buy silver. I showed you I got mine safely. I showed you the silver coins. Buy silver or gold, get it in your house, and buy more than you typically would buy. Because what are you going to trust? Your money in the bank or gold in your house? You're going to, you saw the Kenyan president saying that the dollar's going to collapse. You see all the banks collapsing.
He didn't say that.
And with all the banks collapsing here, it's
all the banks collapsing again. All the banks, all 2 of them on the failed bank list. Come on, dude.
It's good for AMC, okay? We should get our short squeeze soon.
We should get our short squeeze soon. You just have to buy more silver. Buy more than you typically would. Buy is great advice. That is absolutely true. It is giving off hostage video vibes. I'm telling you, only thing missing is the guy with a sword standing just out of frame. Well, that's the magic of these replaced backgrounds on Zoom and all these apps where you can change the background. You can easily get the guy with the sword or machine gun to get out of the video frame. His video alone filled half a bingo card.
Comment below. What do you feel about that Twitter poll? Is it upsetting to you to know that 72% of the apes on Twitter that voted, they said they trust
72% of 900 people.
But our poll here on YouTube, over 80%.
So if you don't like it, just create another poll on another platform and it will negate it.
We're much more well informed. We watch videos, we do our research, we're watching every day, every hour.
No, everybody is misinformed everywhere on the internet. Yeah, so much feelings. Yeah, he's upset. Upsetting.
Right after this, go vote. It's in my profile. Go vote.
Already did.
Okay.
Already did.
I'm gonna post that to Adam Aaron on Twitter. All right. Appreciate you all.
Jesus Christ. I mean, what would you expect from somebody who puts an applause track on his videos? Credit Suisse recalls. Oh, okay. The creative idiot.
AMC stock alert. There are 0 AMC shares available.
Oh, here we go.
Fintel reports that there are currently 0 shares of AMC left to short. At the same time, AMC's cost to borrow fee has more than doubled since March 13th, and AMC stock is up 10% year to date. We're going to get into this article as well as this other article saying, what does AMC stock have to do with the collapse of Credit Suisse. This is all very interesting and we're going to get into it. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section if you have not already. So, according to Fintel, there are
Why do these guys do?
AMC.
Why do they do this slow down at the end of every sentence? He's like the third YouTuber I've noticed that does this. Annoying.
Entertainment left to short at the time of writing. Yesterday, the number of shares available to short hovered around 10,000. At the same time, the cost
on one source
AMC stock has increased to a significant 214%. And this
wasn't it 300 fucking percent not that long ago? What wasn't it 300%? Because they were saying the same goddamn shit then, and nothing happened.
Active brokers up from 166% a week ago and 103.55% on March 13th. Generally, a cost to borrow rate above 10% is considered high, while a cost to borrow rate above 20% is considered very high.
Not on a stock that's $4 fucking.
Since March 13th,
Jesus
shares
Christ.
of AMC are down by about 18%. The cost to borrow is the yearly fee that short sellers pay to borrow stock.
Yearly.
The fee rises when short seller demand is high and falls in line with a decline in demand. A high cost to borrow could also signal a scarcity of available shares to short, which is exactly what is happening right now. Available shares of AMC stock to short.
Is that what it says? Does it actually say what is happening right now? Does it actually say that? Did he just add that in?
Scarcity of available.
Oh, it actually says that.
Short, which is exactly what is happening right now.
It does say that.
Available shares of AMC stock to short falls to zero. While a high cost to borrow conveys high short seller demand, it can also be perceived as a positive for long shareholders. No short seller wants to pay 100% annual interest for borrowed stock, much less 214%. In addition, a higher cost to borrow lowers the chances that a short seller emerges profitable. This could ultimately influence a short seller to sell out their position by buying the underlying stock. With zero shares available to short and a high cost borrow fee, it's apparent that short seller demand for AMC is high right now. Meanwhile, the short sellers have quite a bit of ammo to use in their thesis. Earlier this month, shareholders of AMC.
So yes, of course, it was higher before. We can see here, this is from chartexchange.com. It's kind of hard to see here, but there's the fee. So I don't know why it has this moving average of the fucking fee. I don't want a moving average. Okay, here it is. I don't know why they have these candles either, but whatever. Line works. Here it is now. Here it is back at the end of February. This one it shot up to like 700 something percent. And then back here at the beginning of February, it was around 385. So, and here's this. So this is, what does it say? This is from Interactive Brokers, and it has entries from Friday. I don't know what time this is. I don't know if it's UTC or if it's Eastern time, but starts at midnight, it looks like. Goes, yeah, midnight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it stops at 6 a.m. It says 100,000 available. So I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, it was higher before. If we put the price on there, so somebody else said that the cost to borrow going up is indicative of a higher price action coming. It's kind of hard to see, but this is going back. Now, of course, this is skewing everything here, having that there. So, thank you, Lynn. Um, see, it appears that in June of 2021, the price went up, and then the cost to borrow went up after that. Probably increased demand, right, on shorting that. But remember, this says went up to 20%. Okay, it was 20% of $72. So um, that's why I say this cost to borrow at 200% is way lower still than most of the cost to borrow back here because the price of AMC is so much lower now. But anyway, it's like a bunch of nothing to me. Okay.
Entertainment Preferred Equity Units, APES, voted in favor to approve a reverse stock split and increase its authorized shares for AMC. The approval of these two proposals will allow AMC to convert all
God, I
shares
hate
of
when these
APE
guys try
into
to
AMC
read.
stock. Still, the conversion is pending on the hearing results of preliminary injunction motion set for April 27th. Though two punitive stockholder class actions, shareholders argued that AMC votes should have not been included to approve the two proposals. Another bearish bite came from Citi, which resumed coverage of AMC yesterday with a $1.60 price target. Analyst Jason Basnett believes that AMC would need to increase its share count by between 77 to 230% to pay off all of its debt. And the interesting thing about this, if you have not heard and you don't remember from previous experience, every time AMC has actually raised capital, the stock has rallied. So I wouldn't think of it as necessarily a negative thing. I like to think of this as a win-win scenario. One, there's a lot of shorts that are short on AMC that otherwise would not be short on AMC if this reverse stock split and share authorization, this vote wouldn't have happened March 14th. And if it does not pass the court system, well, you ultimately get a lot of shorts caught off sides and on the wrong side of the straight, and you can see this prevalent in the cost to borrow rates, and that will continue to squeeze these shorts more and more. On the other side, if this does go through and AMC does raise capital and get rid of its debt, fundamentally that improves the business, and if they can make it to a place of profits, well, every time you have seen AMC dilute its shareholders, the stock is rallied over 100%. A lot of times 200 to 300% rallies in AMC from the lows to the peak. So I do think inevitably that will give you a rally in AMC stock. So I think that is pretty important to point out for everyone. Now, what does AMC stock have to do with the collapse of Credit Suisse? Not so long ago, Credit Suisse predicted that AMC shares would reach less than $1 per share. However, the tables have turned. Here's what you need to know, and quite literally, Credit Suisse is now under $1. Swiss bank Credit Suisse collapsed over the weekend and will now be acquired at a discount by rival UBS. Credit Suisse analysts had rated AMC shares as a sell and expected the stock to reach below $1. Credit Suisse chairman blames social media.
Not over till the fat lady sings.
Downfall of the bank. And it goes on to say that Credit Suisse is really just a problem child for a long time. Their shares are worth less than $1. In 2021, Credit Suisse was one of the banks involved in the Archegos capital management scandal, which caused a $4.7 billion loss. Credit Suisse was also the lead investor in the failed Greensill Capital 2 years ago and was involved in an espionage scandal 5 years ago, along with other troubles. Now, rival bank UBS is set to acquire Credit Suisse at a hefty discount. What Credit Suisse's chairman just said. This week, Credit Suisse chairman Axel Lehmann, doesn't that name ring a bell, was asked about reasons behind the bank's collapse. His answer was surprising. According to Lehman, not only had the bank been overcome by risk, but it was also affected by an outdated business model. He pointed out that the bank's customers had been loyal for quite a long time. However, since last autumn, a social media storm has targeted Credit Suisse, shaking the confidence of its investors. Fox Business journalist Charles Payne tweeted that Lehman deserves to be nominated for Clown Ass of the Year for that statement. Charles Payne, you gotta love him, all right?
No, you don't.
When Credit Suisse poked the apes last October, and it goes on to say, rated AMC as a sell.
No, because if
95 cents.
If anybody else did that, they'd be up in arms about it, you know. But well, anyway.
Suisse's main problem with
That's
AMC
all I'll
was the company's
say.
lack of profitability, according to Credit Suisse. Even if attendance levels were to return to pre-pandemic levels, AMC would still need to see healthy returns on its balance sheet. Apparently, the Swiss bank wasn't counting on this happening. Credit Suisse's position on AMC has been interrupted by many individual investors as a case of the pot calling the kettle black. At the same time, Credit Suisse itself was worth less than $4 a share and was already showing signs of approaching penny stock levels. With Credit Suisse's business already in turmoil, many in the market started to question its survival. Investors began to turn their attention toward the rapid decline of Credit Suisse and, of course, its potential spillover effects.
When do we get to the shorts covering?
Reported steadily decreasing revenues, losses from its Russian business, and also litigation costs. This forced the bank to drastically reduce its headcount at the end of last year. Today, Credit Suisse shares are worth less than $1, while AMC stock trades for nearly $5 per share, baby.
Yay.
The bottom line, the collapse of Credit Suisse
happy
didn't
about
happen
that.
overnight, nor did it only have one cause. There was an accumulation of factors that had already been weighing on the bank's outdated business model, along with many bad strategic decisions over the past years.
Oh, he's not going to mention AMC's outdated business model.
Perhaps the final blow came when retail investors on social media platforms scrutinized Credit Suisse's reputation. This possibly impacted the abrupt collapse of its share price.
Oh yeah, that's what did it.
Why many retail investors root against financial institutions like Credit Suisse. Even last October, when the social media storm hit Credit Suisse shares hard, company executives issued a memo telling employees not to confuse stock performance with the bank's capital strength and liquidity. Since 2021, we've probably seen the most speculative stock market in history. The negative exposure of Credit Suisse on social media was just the icing on the cake. And it's very interesting how Credit Suisse actually collapsing is going to affect AMC. And it could affect it quite a bit because, after all, look at who they are involved with. Archegos, number one. They were like the first ones involved in the whole meme stock situation and really boosted up a lot of stocks like Paramount. Remember that stock went from like $20 a share to $70? Yeah, that was Archegos, right? And a lot of other stocks that they were a part of, Credit Suisse was behind and took massive losses on. Now, that's not to say it's apples for apples here. You don't really know, and we probably won't know for at least a couple more days or a couple more weeks exactly the implications of Credit Suisse going bankrupt will have on AMC, but I would imagine
they're not going bankrupt. You just said they were getting purchased. What are we talking about here? They're not going away.
Imagine it's positive because at that point investors are going to have to really pull their capital out of whatever loans they have with Credit Suisse, especially now that UBS has bought Credit Suisse. They're not going to want to be a part of that either. So I do think this is a positive.
They're not? How do you know that? How many loans do you have with UBS? God, and he just said these guys are all over the place.
Tailwind factor for AMC, and the story is only just beginning. So that is it for this video.
That's it?
Short, sweet video for you guys on this sunny, cold,
way too long
Sunday afternoon.
Sunny and cold. Okay. God damn. I get down into some of these crappy videos here. AMC filings confirmed everything. AMC stock short squeeze update.
Hi everyone, it's Arthur here, and in today's video we have to talk about something that is super important. First of all, we're going to be talking about the CUSIP name change and number change.
Oh boy, the name change.
And it's super important. And also, we
damn.
have to talk about
enough bass on that voice there, buddy.
All the shorts from Archegos, and now that it is under UBS,
Jesus.
they should be covering all of these. I'm going to explain you what does these actually mean.
I'd take 90% of the bass out of that.
Really interesting data. So starting very quickly with the graph, as you can see from here, today we're up 3.4 and APE is actually up 6.62. Now, this, doesn't really, doesn't matter. The price at the moment doesn't matter. What we are actually waiting for.
Price at the moment doesn't matter.
Happen. Why hasn't the conversion happened yet? It's only because there is
we know that. Come on, tell us something we don't know.
That is the new, okay. So,
what a waste of time. Fucking clickbait bullshit. All right, what's this?
This is super interesting. So guys, we'll see what actually happens. But again, I do believe that this could be that we just have to wait for the lawsuit to be dropped and the conversion to actually happen, because AMC expected that the last trading day of APE to be March 14th. As we all know, it didn't happen because of the lawsuit. So we're just waiting and see what actually happens. Now going back to UBS and Credit.
Oh, here we
Now,
go.
remember that,
Credit
what
Suisse.
Credit Suisse did was buy Archegos. So buy all of the assets of Archegos, including AMC short. Now, something weird is actually happening because there were 0 shares available for so long, and now there are some shares available. Okay, there are not many.
Wait a minute. When is this fucking video from? This says it was posted 3 hours ago. Why is he showing data from March 21st? Are you kidding me? 5 days ago?
From here, they are definitely getting borrowed. As you can see from here, the fee just went up so much. It went from 130 to 190.
This is outdated. He's not even. Oh my god! Give me a fucking break. What the fuck? What a waste. March 20th. Wow, nice outdated fucking video. All right, that's shitty, and it has what 81 upvotes. My god. Okay. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. What do we got? Shit. I thought I had him up here. Al from Boston. Petro yuan is coming. The US dollar during the crisis. Let's do this one. It's shorter.
Everybody, it's Al from Boston. Good morning. Happy Sunday. I want to talk about the petrodollar, or soon to be petro yuan. This isn't one of these fun conversations. This is one of these dark conversations because it's going to affect us all in some way or shape or form. Let's talk about this. Let me give you a little background and we'll talk about what's happening here. All right. The world's reliance on the US dollar as the global reserve currency.
Now we know we could trust this to be very unbiased and fair, objective. So just keep that in mind.
Has been more or less like a long-standing tradition, right? It really is. However, there have been attempts by other countries such as China to push for their currencies to be used as the alternative to the US dollar. One such example is the petro yuan, right? It was started in 2018 and it was intended to be used for oil trading, right? And could possibly be challenging the US dollar's hegemony in the global markets. Now, petrodollars are.
Now, where did he read the word hegemony? Yeah. Yeah, I don't believe that he used that word on his own. No way. It's got to be in this article here.
In US dollar, right?
I'm an asshole.
And the term gained, I would say, popularity in the mid-1970s when oil exporting countries generated large trade and current account surpluses. Now, oil sales are dominated in dollars because the US dollar was and still remains the most widely used global currency, right? It's important to note that the petrodollars are not a distinct currency, but rather a US dollar is accepted as payments by oil exporters, right? Oil producing countries, OPEC. So in an attempt to compete with the petrodollar, China came up with the petro yuan. 2017, the People's Bank of China and the Central Bank of the Russian Federation agreed to carry out oil transactions in Chinese currency through the platform of what's called the Shanghai Oil and Natural Gas Exchange, which was the first step towards converting the yuan into a petro currency. Since being introduced, many of China's oil suppliers began accepting oil payments in yuan. Russia, Iraq, Indonesia, and a few other countries have also engaged in non-dollar trades. Now, if it alarms you here, just imagine what it's doing in Washington, right? The petro yuan is being accepted across the world and it really is now a potential threat to the US dollar's role as the world's reserve currency. For China, which is now the top oil importer, it's the only logical move away from the petrodollar. Moving away from the petrodollar is strategically important for countries like China and Russia, both of which aim to reduce the dependency on the dollar, limit their exposure to US currency risk in the politics of American sanctions and regimes. Shit changes every 4 years, right? They're done with that shit. Experts state that such a move would chip away at the dollar's role in the world's reserve currency, spurring de-dollarization. That's an interesting term, isn't it? De-dollarization. However, right, the move from petrodollar to petro yuan has its own struggles. In Saudi Arabia, officials have been skeptical about switching millions of dollars of oil trade from dollars to yuan every day, and it could kind of rattle off the it could rattle the Saudi economy. And of course, there's also the issue of weapons. Why do I say weapons? Who does Saudis buy weapons from? Buys it from us. Protects them from all the other regional threats like Iran, right? So doing more
Israel.
sales in yuan would more closely connect Saudi Arabia to China's currency and their economy, which hasn't
by the way,
international investors because.
By the way, I found this article that he's reading. Here's the source for it. It is from a website called Investors Chronicle. Never heard of it. It's a UK website. Here's the link in the chat. I don't like when they do this. So if I can, I try to find what they're looking at. There it is.
The tight controls Beijing keeps on it. Another reason why China is ambitious to fill oil prices in yuan is tough is the currency itself. The yuan is not fully convertible. It's fixed daily, prone to intervention, and subject to capital controls.
Sounds good to me.
In addition to that, to the petro yuan, there are other potential challengers to the U.S. dollar's dominant position, including digital currencies. Remember that? Bitcoins and the XRPs, the euro, and central bank digital currencies that are coming out. The dollar's position is challenged by default fears, petro yuan trade, and digital bank currencies, right? They're challenged. However, the dominance of the dollar will be hard to overcome. It's still the dominant global, it's on the dominant global stage. The dollar is involved in 90% of all foreign exchange transactions in almost half of the world's in trade. Dollar assets make up 60% of the world's currency reserves, with the euro in a distant second. Despite the risks of the U.S. dominant position, the dollar still holds institutional strength. For a currency to be accepted as an individual medium of exchange, it must be readily available, cheaply available, backed by stable institutions, and issued by a central bank with an open capital account. Right? It's got to be backed up. It's got to have everything.
Sounds like China. Okay. I don't like that he's reading something, and I don't know what he's reading. He's not reading this article, or at least he was skipping around in it or something. Because he's not just saying that off the top of his head. He doesn't sound like that when he talks out of his ass. So I'm going to terminate this video here because I'm not feeling that. But I do have a Lou video here that I'm being steered towards. So let's try this. I'm sure it'll be much more credible.
All right, wanted to chime in, say something real simple. I guess it can give you a boost of morale. But understand one thing. Yes, they have a lot of APE to cover themselves in case AMC runs. So the shorts are going long, they could cover themselves if AMC runs. But please understand, right now as it stands, there is no AMC shares to stop the carnage that will happen if AMC runs. So at the end of the day, if you're holding AMC, and it'll drag APE as well. But the thing is, please understand, there's nothing able to hold it down. So even a batch of shares, if it runs up to some ridiculous numbers, this is still good profit. They got nothing to hold it down. With the cost to borrow, with everything that's going on right now, there's nothing. So I wanted to put that out there because a lot of people...
more bullshit.
This
God.
cap stuff, whatever.
How in the fuck these guys just literally make this shit up? I mean, and now all of a sudden there's excitement for tomorrow morning at 9:30. It's amazing. You know, they don't create shares out of thin air. They create this shit out of thin air. They, meaning the influencers. They create this shit out of thin air.
Whatever, and popcorn disappearing, and understand it's still the same high cost to borrow. At the end of the day, there's no equity out
the high cost to borrow that was higher in February. Are you kidding me? Yeah, this spike here, this here was higher in February, January, and end of January, beginning of February. So what are we going on and on about the cost to borrow fee again?
So if AMC runs, there's nothing to stop it. All right. Lou in the tropics. Remember Arnold? Get to the chopper! That's what I feel like. Get the fuck out of this stock.
Okay. Oh, he's telling you to sell. He's telling people to sell.
Remember Arnold? Get to the chopper! That's what I feel like. Get the fuck out of this stock. Giant hugs and more vids tonight.
Why would he say that if he says there's nothing to stop it from running? What is he talking? I don't know what he's talking about. That's ridiculous. Oh man. All right. I kind of want to see what the Germans are saying. It's been a minute since we've done that. Let me get the FTDs. Oh boy, it's gonna be great. I gotta change this to American because I don't speak German. American only, please. What am I doing? I'm looking for English. There we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, he does talk in circles. He talks in circles. He's a one-man circle jerk. All right, here we go.
Das nachfolgende Video stellt keine Aufforderung zum Kauf oder Verkauf einer Aktie
The following is not an invitation to buy
oder
or
eines
sell.
Finanzproduktes dar. Es handelt sich um keine Anlageempfehlung, sondern lediglich um eine Information. Abonniert den Kanal, läutet die Glocke hinterher, dann verpasst ihr hier auch nichts von Aktien- und Krypto-News. Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu Aktien-News. Heute wieder ein Update zu AMC und zur Ape-Aktie, mein Wochenend-Update.
Hang on a sec. Let me make this easier to see. Let's make the background. There we go. I think that's easier to see. I mean, it could be
Und
wrong,
der eine oder andere mag sich fragen, warum
but it also sounds more intelligent, but you know, that's why I put the subtitles here, so you know it's not.
ich jeden Tag hier noch so zuversichtlich Videos hochlade zu dem Thema AMC und Ape. Ganz einfach, weil ich noch daran glaube, dass es hier einen großen Kursschub nach oben geben
Big
wird.
price
Wie
boost.
hoch kann natürlich keiner sagen, das hängt natürlich von den Apes ab. Und da
Depends on the
da in
apes.
Amerika die Musik spielt und die amerikanischen Apes doch noch recht guter Dinge sind, könnte ich mir vorstellen, dass es hier einen ganz guten Kursanstieg geben könnte, wenn denn der richtige Impuls kommt. Ich sehe die Situation bis zum 27.04., bis zu dieser Anhörung von diesem Rentenfonds, Pensionsfonds, der das verhindern will, die Zusammenlegung von Ape zu AMC und den Reverse Split. Bis dahin sehe ich eigentlich die Situation so, wie sie im Vorfeld war. Die Zahlen sind nach wie vor dieselben, der Prozess läuft. Das heißt, es hat sich gar nichts verändert zu vorher. Und deshalb denke ich mir, warum sollte hier nicht ein großer Kursanstieg anstehen? Jetzt vielleicht erst recht, wo die Aktie total ausgebombt ist. Und wir schauen uns die Situation nachher nochmal mit den Fail to Deliver an und wie sich der Aktienkurs eigentlich immer danach entwickelt hat. Und ansonsten, wie gesagt, ich sehe den Prozess nach wie vor intakt und ich sehe die Situation nach wie vor, wie sie vorher war, zumindest bis zum 27.04. Und dann werde ich weiter schauen, was dann passiert. Geht es dann durch mit dem Reverse Split und mit der Zusammenlegung Ape auf AMC? Oder geht es nicht durch? Wie verhält sich Adam Aaron? Gibt er Aktien auf dem Markt? Verwässert er weiter oder verwässert er nicht? Also ich denke mal, das muss man einfach sehen und man kann jetzt
If he
nicht entscheiden
continues to
und sagen,
dilute or
alles
not.
und klappt alles eh nicht mehr, weil wie gesagt sich eigentlich nichts verändert hat, außer die Ankündigung von AMC im Reverse Split und dass er natürlich Aktien dann auf den Markt geben wird danach. Das ist natürlich eine Sache, die sich natürlich schon verändert hat, so rein in den Köpfen. Aber grundsätzlich, bis er es getan hat und bis dahin vergeht ja noch einige Zeit und bis dahin kann da auch noch was passieren, meiner Meinung nach. Gut, deshalb bleibe ich jetzt dabei und wir schauen auf jeden Fall jetzt nochmal das Orakel der Woche. Ich spiele ja hier immer das Spielchen, ihr sollt tippen, welcher Kurs am nächsten Freitag immer der Schlusskurs sein wird. Und wenn ihr 1% plus minus dran seid, bekommt ihr von mir die Glocke. Und ich habe tatsächlich ein Orakel der Woche, und zwar ist das der Chris. Der hat bei der Ape getippt 1,47 $ und die Ape hat geschlossen bei 1,45 $, also so etwa 1% daneben. Und deshalb bekommt der Chris die Glocke von mir. Und das ist für dich, lieber Chris.
The contest.
Hast sehr gut getippt und deshalb hast du dir die Glocke verdient von mir. Und wenn ihr auch die Glocke mal für euch haben wollt, dann tippt einfach. Und wenn ihr dann, wie gesagt, 1% plus minus dran liegt, dann bekommt ihr die Glocke von mir und seid das Orakel der Woche, so wie der Chris diese Woche Orakel der Woche ist.
Well, it should be Price is Right
Dann
rules
schauen wir uns
without
mal
going
die
over.
Fails to Deliver an. Das war genau das, was ich euch gesagt
Anyway.
habe. Und zwar, wir haben mal eine schöne Liste von den Fails to Deliver. Ihr seht in letzter Zeit nur rot. Das heißt, hier sind sehr, sehr viele Fails to Deliver angefallen. Sehr, sehr viele Lieferausfälle. Das seht ihr hier auch am Chartbild. Und wenn wir uns jetzt sagen wir mal die Vergangenheit mal anschauen, da kann man ja auch viel reininterpretieren. Und dann sehen wir hier sehr, sehr viele Fails to Deliver, zumindest für die damalige Zeit. Und danach gleich einen Kursanstieg. Hier Fails to Deliver geht nochmal hoch, hier geht der Kurs auch nochmal hoch. Dann geht es runter, dann geht es weiter runter und man sieht immer so ein bisschen, wenn der Kurs hochgeht, beziehungsweise Fails to Deliver hochgehen, geht der Kurs, reagiert immer so in etwa da drin. Hier gehen die Fails to Deliver auch hoch.
Wait,
Kurze Zeit
what?
später geht
I gotta go
da kann man
back
ja
and
natürlich auch
pay
das seht ihr
attention better to this here. Do I have it sped up? Oh, no wonder I have it sped up. Sorry about that. Should not have it sped up on foreign
Gut,
languages.
dann schauen wir uns mal die Fails to Deliver an. Das war genau das, was ich euch gesagt habe. Und zwar, hier haben wir eine schöne Liste von den Fails to Deliver. Ihr seht in letzter Zeit nur rot. Das heißt, hier sind sehr, sehr viele Fails to Deliver angefallen. Sehr, sehr viele Lieferausfälle. Das seht ihr hier auch am Chartbild. Und wenn wir uns jetzt, sagen wir mal, die Vergangenheit mal
Take a look
anschauen, da kann man ja
at the
natürlich auch viel
past.
rein
Of course, you
interpretieren.
can also do a
Und dann
lot of
sehen wir
purely.
hier sehr, sehr viele Fails to
We
Deliver,
see a great
zumindest
many
für die
missing
damalige Zeit.
to deliver,
Und
at least for
danach
the
gleich
time,
ein
and then immediately
Kursanstieg.
after that,
Hier
a
Fails to
course
Deliver geht er
ascent
hoch,
is
hier geht der
missing
Kurs
here.
auch nochmal hoch. Dann geht's runter,
Deliver always
dann
goes
geht's
up.
weiter runter und man sieht immer,
Again, for a short time.
Hier, der geht der Kurs auch nochmal hoch. Dann geht's runter,
Then it goes
dann
down,
geht's
then
weiter
it goes
runter
further
und
down,
man sieht
and
immer
you
so ein
always
bisschen, wenn der
see it
Kurs
like that
hochgeht,
a bit when
beziehungsweise
the
Fails to
course
Deliver
goes up
hochgehen, geht der Kurs
or going
reagiert
up. The
immer so in
course
etwa.
always reacts
Also,
to
hier
so
gehen die Fails to
nicely
Deliver
was
auch
in
hoch.
there. Here, the
Kurze
fixed
Zeit
it.
später geht der Kurs auch hoch. So, und was passiert ab hier? Ab hier hat AMC Ape auf den Markt gegeben und seitdem geht der Kurs eigentlich konsequent runter.
The
Und die
course, I think, the course of the stock price. I think he's just talking about the
Fails to
price.
Deliver gehen hoch. Ja, also das könnte man jetzt als bullische Divergenzen interpretieren, weil
One could interpret them as bullish divergences
hier in der
because here
Vergangenheit
in the
hat der
past,
Kurs
the
ja immer
course has
reagiert mit den
always
Fails to
reacted with the
Deliver
skin
und hier
to
eigentlich
deliver, and
überhaupt
here
gar nicht.
actually
Hier
not
geht's
at all.
nur
Here it
weiter
just goes
runter,
on
weiter runter
down,
und
further
seitwärts.
down, and sideways.
Aber die Fails to
But
Deliver
you
sind extrem
missed them. They
angestiegen.
have risen
Noch
extremely
viel, viel mehr
much
als hier in dem Bereich und auch
here in
sehr
this
viel mehr
area.
als in dem Bereich, weil ihr seht, die haben hier die ganze Zeit immer mehr zugelegt. Und jetzt waren sie hier an der Spitze, hier ging es wieder runter. Das heißt, dazwischen war ja auch AMC auf der Threshold-List und ist wieder runtergekommen, wie auch immer sie wieder runtergekommen sind von dieser Liste. Aber auf jeden Fall ein sehr interessantes Bild, wenn man sich das jetzt mal einfach mal anschaut, auf das ganze Jahr gesehen, beziehungsweise fast 2 Jahre gesehen. Dann sieht man dann im Prinzip, wie sich das entwickelt hat und was normalerweise jetzt hier irgendwo passieren müsste normalerweise. Ja, normalerweise müsste da jetzt irgendwo mal ein Kursanstieg kommen, weil in der Vergangenheit
Normally, there would have to be a price increase somewhere because it
war es ja auch
was like
so
that
und
in the
so sieht es auch bei
past.
anderen
Oh, right. Okay, of course.
Aktien aus, weil ja die Fails to Deliver dann abgeschlossen werden und dadurch muss der Kurs ja automatisch
The
hochgehen,
price has to be
weil die
closed,
Aktien ja vom Markt
automatically go
gekauft
up
werden.
because the shares
Hier
are
ein
bought from the
total anderes
market.
Bild, also
I mean, but that's not how it works. I mean, failed to delivers don't. It's not guaranteed buying.
total manipuliert. Das müsste normalerweise auch die SEC sehen oder irgendwelche anderen, die sich damit beschäftigen. Und aber man weiß es nicht, ob was läuft, ob nichts läuft im Hintergrund oder wie auch immer. Aber auf jeden Fall zeigt dieses Bild das, was passieren müsste, aber momentan halt nichts passiert. Wir brauchen einfach Impulse, die hier einen Kursanstieg hervorrufen, um dann einen höheren Kursanstieg noch zu bekommen, der dann den einen oder anderen Margin Call hervorruft. Wir hoffen
Margin
natürlich
call. I heard that.
Bankenpleite jetzt auch etwas,
I
dass man da
heard
vielleicht
that.
die eine oder andere kleinere Bank dazu bekommt zum Covern, damit der Kurs hier nach oben geht und dann die anderen Banken nachziehen, die anderen Hedgefonds nachziehen, dass wir hier höhere Kurse bekommen und vielleicht dann doch nochmal eine stärkere Reaktion nach oben haben,
It's not even trying to
bevor dann
translate
der
that.
27.04. kommt. Da baue ich drauf jetzt, muss ich sagen, und bis zum 27.04. ist für mich eigentlich ja alles beim Alten, muss ich sagen.
Okay, so everything's the same, he said. All right. So he didn't really say anything. Okay. I expected more from that, but oh boy, AMC looks squeezy. Here's a
We have
human squeaky toy number 2, video number 2 today.
some more breaking news, and this just proves that things continuously seem to be getting
It proves it.
worse.
Okay.
So this has to do with Blackstone. Blackstone losing much collateral. LOL, this sounds familiar. Hedgies, TikTok. Thanks, Economic Ninja. So this new headline was going around like crazy over the past week or so. It says Blackstone 69 billion REIT curbs
This is from
redemptions.
December 1st, 2022. What the fuck are you talking about? Is it because they put 69 on there? Ha ha ha.
In blow to property empire. So if you guys are not aware, Blackstone is in the real estate sector, I guess you could say, one of the biggest in the game. And they are now curbing redemptions, basically telling their investors, telling the public that money seems to be drying up and things seem to be just getting worse and
From
worse.
fucking December
In the past 2
1st.
years, the entire GME float was traded about 83 times.
Okay. Now we're looking at something from August 11th. Am I losing my mind here? What the fuck? I mean, I'm checking this 6 hours ago. What? Nobody even bothered to comment on it, but 14 people upvoted it. Oh my God.
In the past 2 years, the entire GME float was traded about 83 times. The entire AMC float was traded about 73 times. And the entire Apple float was traded about 3 times. And no one is selling AMC or GME. Apes not leaving. So a very interesting statistic there. Apple, a much, much bigger company as far as market cap than AMC and GME.
And a much larger float of shares. Much more massive float. I mean, come on.
Combined.
If AMC or GameStop had the float that Apple has, how many times would they have traded? That's a good question for ChatGPT, but they probably won't do it. They probably would not do that. I mean, that's actually a good one for Wolfram Mathematica or something like that. But anyway, or just looking it up manually, which I guess I could do.
Apple's one of the biggest companies and really heavily traded company altogether. But
15 billion.
Float gets traded
15 billion shares.
Time over what Apple's float gets traded per year. That is a very, very interesting piece of data there. Here's a list of some of the issues AMC saw.
So the yearly trading volume on Apple should be like what, 45 billion then? $22 billion. 22. Yeah, that's 22 billion in 2022. Actually, it was higher in 2020. But yeah. Huh. Okay. These are 12-month candles. 2022, 10.4 billion on AMC. So basically what this says here is that if AMC had the float of Apple, it would not have traded the entire float once. It would have almost traded it twice in 2021. So, yeah. Not really the greatest of comparisons, but okay, whatever.
Investors, the retail investors have uncovered and want more oversight and want answers to, guys. And comment down below anything else that this article is missing. But we have number 1, SEC Rule 203A4. That's the banning or limiting dark pools and ATS. Number 2, payment for order flow and revamped.
SEC Rule 203A4. SEC Rule 203A4. Okay, here we go. 203A. That's the Investment Advisors Act, you fucking retard. 203A. A4. It's not in there. Is it the Advisors Act? I mean, everything I'm finding. Here's the actual CFR. It is the Investment Advisors Act. 203. 275, 204. No, it's 203. 203A4. A reserved. Oh, okay. Of course. This is all investment advisor stuff. Yeah, hit the like button, people. Come on.
Number 3, overall transparency in the public markets. 4, more frequent institutional filings for more transparency. Naked shorting, spoofing, short and store campaigns, mainstream media having ties within the financial companies, which obviously should not be a thing. Algorithmic trading, short ETFs like the ones betting against AMC. Dark pool trading, abusive shorting of a single company. Fails to deliver option trading, FUD media, glitches.
I love these lists because they always devolve into just retardation as they go along and they start repeating themselves. Like, okay.
Is showing different prices on different brokers, for example. Halts and more, guys. And like I said, these are just a few. Comment down below anything else that you personally, as a retail investor, if you are one, want to see change in the markets, because this is a pretty good start of a list. And I think personally that, logically speaking,
203A4
list of where the SEC and other regulators could start at.
Wow, great ending. Great ending. 203B. 203B. That's locate requirements. Well, anyway, whatever. Locate requirements. B2. But that's rule 203. I guess that's it. They never give the definition, just words, right? 4. Okay, it's 17 CFR 242, actually. Borrowing and delivery requirements. So this is the reg show 203 B4. There is no 4. What?
Showing
A4. Shit. A4. Okay. A4. Whoops. A4. Okay. 203A. What the fuck? 203A 12. There's only 2. There's only 2. 203A4. 203A 12. Where's 4? Where's 3 and 4? There are no 3 and 4. I mean, but is it really a surprise that they would list some shit on here that doesn't exist? I mean, who the fuck else? Let me ask you this. Who in the hell else would sit here and try to look this up? That's what I want to know. I don't know. I don't know of anybody, because that's what I do. I look up the shit that nobody wants to look up, that nobody takes the time to look up. Now, I don't know what they were going for here. 203, what did he say? I know it doesn't matter, but I'm just curious because he's retarded.
Retail investors have uncovered and want more oversight and want answers to, guys. And comment down below anything else.
What did you say it was?
Is missing. But we have number 1, SEC Rule 203A4. That's the banning or limiting dark pools and ATS.
Banning or limiting dark pools and ATS. Oh. Why would that be in 203? Unless it's not in it's not unless I'm in the wrong section, but I think my mouse is dying. 203. I don't know what other section would be in. Banning or limiting dark pools, ATS, federal regulation. That's 304. 304. But that says 203. 304A4. Look at that. It is 304. Boy, these guys are fucking retarded. So, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. SEC rule 304A4. Let's see if that's it. I think that's it. CFR parts 232, 240, 242, and 249. Here's okay, 242, 304. 242, 304. 242. So we got to go back. This 242, 304. 242, 304. There it is. 304A4. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Suspension, limitation, and revocation of the exemption from the definition of exchange. The Commission will, by order, if it finds, after notice and opportunity for hearing, that such action is necessary or appropriate of public interest and is consistent with the protection of investors, suspend for a period of not exceeding 12 months, limit or revoke the exemption for an NMS stock ATS pursuant to that section of the chapter. Okay, so this is for the actual venue itself. What's interesting is when I looked that up, it says here that, where was it? Somewhere. Here it is. No, that's the wrong one. Well, it said something about removing AMC and GameStop from the dark pool, but it's actually it's actually a restriction on the dark pool itself, not stocks. So again, they're confused, but I mean they can't even get the damn section right. It's what is it now? I forgot too. It's 304. 304. It's rule 304, not rule 204. But you know, it's a lot of numbers. I know, just getting everything confused here. All right, let's go back to the futures and see how bad this looks. Oops. Well, it looks like it started to roll over. The initial euphoria has come to an end, maybe. I'm sure it'll be fine. But here's the dollar. The dollar's marching upwards now. Pretty strong movement there. Bonds, 10-year notes. They tried, but they failed. The VIX is creeping up. Crude oil is holding itself higher. Natural gas is holding itself lower. Gasoline, who cares? Yeah, great. Last week I said I thought the market would go down, but then I said I thought it would go up. I thought it'd be stupid, retarded week. That's kind of pretty much what happened. Almost got myself in trouble a couple times, but managed to. Yeah, not good. Not good. Yes, that was my boy Chris Hayes. Not Chris Hayes, B Hayes. That was my boy B Hayes. Let's check him. Check it. Yes, sir. It's your boy B Hayes.
Yes, sir. It's your boy B Hayes back with another one, guys. So we're going to jump right into it. Before we do that, watch out for spam, WhatsApp in the comments down below. Feel free to join VIP to be alerted whenever we get in and out of plays. Also, get your free stock from down below
But if you hit the like button on my video, you don't have to worry about those crypto scammers.
as well. And hit me up for a 15-minute, 30-minute phone call, guys. Change your whole perspective on the market, full of value, full of gems. So let's go ahead and take a look at it.
Somebody needs to do that. Somebody here needs to do that and record the call. And you know what? I'll give him the 69th upvote. I am not so callous as to deny him that. Yeah, I am.
To jump right into it, guys. Share with you guys our opinion, get you in and out of here, and that's going to be on AMC.
In and out. That's what I like.
Market going into next week. As we know, guys, if you paid attention to detail, the overall sentiment of the market has changed. They is trying to be more difficult, have it more unpredictable of what the next possible move could be, even with the mix of them.
Wait, that's new? That's a new thing? That's a new thing because it was so easy before? Okay.
Out with, you know, inflation is still a problem. Interest rates going up, which is going to cause the market to, you know, humble it a little bit, bring it down. Also, with these banks starting to collapse, Silicon Valley starting it off.
We got breaking news. Breaking news. Back to the market. Okay. What happened here? Okay, I just looked at the futures, and now things are starting to move here at 8:17. Is that right? 8:17? Yeah, I guess so. 8:17. Now things are starting to move. Now we're starting to see the VIX come up. The dollar is, yeah, the dollar is, I mean, it's about where it was. Let's see. I just got a notification to my phone, but no. Wait. Hold on now. No, that was earlier. Trump? No, not Trump. First Citizens Bank share. This is from 8:17. This is from right now. First Citizen Bank shares is in advanced talks to acquire Silicon Valley Bank after its collapse. Yeah, that just came out. The layoffs keep coming. That came out from the Wall Street Journal about an hour ago. And that was it. So I guess that's it. Okay, well. So now we'll get the reversal and it'll pop back up and, you know, waste of time. All right. Sorry, B. Sorry, B, to interrupt you there.
50 other banks that's in cahoots that could possibly fall.
See, he's proven himself right here with these unpredictable futures.
Guys, that was going to happen before it happened. Once one happened, I said, watch how all these other banks start to collapse.
All these other banks, like the two on the failed bank list, Signature and Silicon Valley Bank. Those are the two banks that failed. I don't know why everybody's going on about all the bank failures, but
man,
I'll point that out every time until they start getting it right.
Nothing new, guys. It's just like a little a play, like, you know, it's a setup. So anyways, let's go ahead and take a further look at what's going on. Also, don't forget about to leave out the details of they trying to get the retail investors and regular everyday Joe people out of cryptocurrency. That's why those billionaires in crypto mysteriously died. That's why the FTX scandal, Gary Gensler, in cahoots together. That's why they had let that.
Oh, this guy is a.
So the regular everyday Joe could lose trust inside of this new thing, digital currency that we're going into. If we could have billionaires dying in this field, put that out. If we could have Gensler, FTX scandal, if we could have that, you know, blow up and people hear about everybody losing everything, all their money and stuff, it's just going to scare the hell out of people. Nobody's going to want to invest in crypto. It's going to lose its credibility to the masses, but to them, they know it's true fucking gold. So anyways, I hope you're paying attention to what I'm saying, the details. But the thing is, they'll scare everybody away from it so they could collect it for cheaper because they didn't believe it in it first. No, the mainstream media used to call Bitcoin fake money, this, that, and third, all internet money. They didn't believe in it. And now later on, they starting to believe in it. Now they know what it is. They know who it really is now, and they trying to get you out of it so they can collect it, and then later on, the next 5 years from now, they only going to accept cryptocurrency. You're going to have to buy cryptocurrency in order to buy whatever you want from them, and they're going to keep collecting and holding it while you steady buying and selling, creating supply and demand, which in return is going to make their assets continue to go up very, very aggressively once they implement the strategy to make you buy it in order to get what you want. But anyways, I ain't mean to get off topic, just had to get the information out there to the ones that didn't know about that as well. But going into next week, guys, as we know, Like I say, they trying to get it tricky, but I love it when it get tricky because we just going to get smarter. VIP members, be alert. Stay 10 toes down because what's going on here is don't be looking around like, what alert said Hayes? What alert said Hayes? Don't worry about alerts. Would you rather hear me talking about alert every day, every other day? Or would you rather hear that once in a blue moon banger? Well, oh man, Hayes said something. Oh, it's time to make money. I know for a fact almost I'm going to make money by being more meticulous and conservative of putting your neck out there. Like I say, we a sniper. Sniper that just don't go sniping, shooting. Pop, 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 pop. Snipers, calculated risk, timely manner. The wind got to even be at a certain angle, a certain degree, at a certain amount of power. So the bullet won't.
Whoa, wait. Hold on.
So
That's his P&L. There it is. Oh man, I gotta get it.
Timely manner.
See
the
his
wind
phone.
got to even
It
be.
comes on right there. Oh boy, look at that. Holy shit. What does that say? 2,000? Is that 2? Oh man, we're getting an inside look here. Look at that.
At a certain
Come on, get it back.
Degree.
Okay, I know the last 2 digits are 40.
At a certain miles per hour. So the bullet won't.
That's why you don't talk. Whoa.
Got to even be.
Yes, there it is right there. 2484. There it is. Yeah, I know. It's a lot of red. Can't make out the numbers, but I got it. Let me just do a screenshot here so I don't lose that. Let's just do the good old snip here. All right, snipped. There it is right there. Wow, that's clearly. And Robinhood has a dollar sign, I think, in front of it. So that's not an 82. That's a 2. Right? Yes, there is a dollar sign. I just looked. Okay. Wow. Now, is that on what time frame is that on? I think dollar or I think it's a daily. I don't know. It's 2-4. So it's here's the number. 2484.40. There it is. I mean, if somebody can verify that's what they see as well. That's what I see. And it's red. Well, it's orange, but you know, I love how they use orange instead of red. It's subliminal, I think, but I don't know what time frame that's on. It's not on a larger time frame. I hate to go off of that, but I got a screenshot of that, so it's fine.
Snipers, calculated risk, timely manner. The wind got to even be at a certain. Snipers, calculated risk, timely.
Oh, I'm sure it almost had to have been. It almost had to have been, like statistically. I don't see how it's possible that it wasn't, with everything being down so much. Okay, that's a 1-day time frame. So that's live and then 1 day. I think 5 days. Yeah. And we got buying power.
At a certain angle, a certain degree, at a certain amount.
Fuck.
Timely manner. The wind got to even be at a certain.
Looks like 2 digits.
Degree.
3. No, it's 3.
So the bullet won't travel.
Fuck.
Even be at a certain angle, a certain degree, at a certain miles per hour. So the bullet won't travel a little bit to the left or to the right. So
I mean, that's why you don't have Robinhood open on your phone when you're making a video.
Sniper take very, very less shots. Less is more. Meaning that sniper ain't always shooting like the people that's on the front line. Front line, they always they don't give a damn if they miss. They just pop, 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 pop. But that
what is he talking about?
How many times you know a sniper to miss? That's why he called it fucking sniper. But anyways, I got to quit cussing. It just helped me get my message out. Lord. So anyways,
okay.
Let's go ahead and look at this, man. Bed bet to me on.
He went when he looked at his phone. Why, I wonder.
See, they had a little pop. GameStop did this thing, but we knew it would be short-lived, man. They keep playing with this thing. Come on now. AMC sitting at 448. It can't even catch no traction. They got the reverse stock splits coming up for all these things. Bed better be on AMC. They're forcefully doing that, and they still ain't trying to let us run prior to that happening. because they're going to just shoot the price up artificially and reset it and short it right back down. But we ain't tripping no more about that, right? Because you know what?
No.
Now we is on the put side of the table. You know, the people that know, Hayes won't never short and betting against the market because I feel, I didn't know what I didn't know. I know buying shares outright and shorting the market, you could lose more than you put in. Buying puts on the option chain, you only could lose what you put in. That's all I need to know. But anyways,
well, that's true.
Reverse stock split, shoot the price up to 50. We ain't gonna do nothing but let it run to 65, 70, and then short it all the way down to back to $50, $45. And we're gonna continue to short it by. We're gonna know exactly where to get in, where to get out to make the most money. So we ain't worried about that at all. Bed Bath & Beyond, they holding it back, guys. As you know, this is one of the VIP plays. We called it out. Banger, banger, banger. Chicken dinner went up to 90 cents almost on Friday, guys, alone, and gave all those games
90 cents.
Right back down to 81, 82 cents. But not necessarily giving it back because
people are getting tricky.
Bed Bath & Beyond had a resistance right around 81, 82 cents. And by
Jesus Christ. Bed Bath & Beyond.
And we got stopped out at 88, 89 cents, and then we came back down and treated resistance, which was 81, 82, now as a form of support. We ended Friday at 81.2, 81.5, 82, same thing. So you get
81.5
next week. It'll hold up at 80.
That's what I want to hear on a stock. 80, it is 81.5. Well, he wasn't lying there. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, I'm still on 12-month candles. Look at this shit. Wow. Back down to where it was back in 94. Holy shit. Boy, that's... I mean, think about it. Bed Bath & Beyond. 94 to 2023. That's not a bad run. It's not a bad run. Actually, the first year was trading was 92, actually. So, yeah. Probably run its course. This is the picture of a stock of a company that has run its course. Anyway, boy, that is pathetic looking these days. Look at that. Wow. And to think this at one time, I don't even know what we're missing as far as splits here are. I guess none. Well, that's a problem right there. Just need to reverse split this bad boy and everything's fine. 93 till infinity. Oh my goodness.
It might come down.
It's a long video for him.
It's a quick morning panic just to scare some people out, get them the hell up out of there, and then shoot right back up to test that wall at 83, break through 83, fly off to 90, 95 cents, get over $1 quick. That thing could move.
Yeah, who knew that in 2023, 93, you'd be talking about 93 as the price, as a price target for the stock.
Don't be greedy.
Yikes.
Don't try to stay for the whole entire move. You'll always get in, get out. If you're on VIP, though, you definitely going to be protected or whatnot. And we got a new thing that's coming in VIP, guys. I'm trying to almost guarantee protection. You ain't going to guarantee you win all the time, but you're going to guarantee you be protected. Meaning, for the first, I'm going to do it for everybody. But exclusive members only going to get this. Like, after I do it for the first time. I'm going to just do it the first 2 times just to show everybody how protected it is and the value of it. Because I can't give this what I'm about to give you for no $5. Come on now. We can go wipe our butts for $5. But, no disrespect, man. I love it. My first trade was $5. Nothing like that. But I'm just saying value is value. Let's be real about it, guys. So anyways, I'm going to do it for everybody next week at first. Just for one time.
Oops.
1 maybe 2 times. And then after that, just exclusive members.
My free stock is waiting for me.
But everybody else will still get alerts. Hey, guys, I just bought such and such.
Robinhood.
When I get ready to sell it, hey, I just sold such and such. But some people be wanting to know, things in the mix of that, between that, right? So what's going to happen is, for exclusive members, I'm doing it one time just so the $5 people could see, like, that is worth it. So the exclusive member, they'll get, instead of, hey, like
my Robinhood doesn't give me the put out, etc. options. But the put out options? The put out options. Well, then you should not, probably because they know that you shouldn't be trading them. And they've tightened up their requirements, I hear, allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly.
buy, tell everybody at the same time what I'm buying, right? And what strike the pig, the expiration date, right? But after that, I will go back to exclusive and I will let them know exactly where to get out. Watch this, listen to details. You protect it every which way. I don't care how you look at it. When we get in at Bed Bath & Beyond, for example, at 78 cents, I say, boom, I already alerted on the main thing. Now, exclusive members, I'm like, if Bed Bath & Beyond fall below 75 cents, we will sell for a 15% loss. If it holds above 75 and 78, we will sell for the...
I don't know how they can do this legally. Be honest, I don't know how this is allowed. I mean, he's giving specific advice, and he's charging them for it. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. He's giving financial advice by telling paid memberships when to buy and sell option positions. I don't know how that's legal. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know. But isn't this financial advice? Doesn't this require some type of credentials? I mean, hell, I went to school for 4 years to be able to do what I was doing professionally. I needed the knowledge and the credentials. But apparently, all I needed to do was wait until 2020, 2021, and I could have been a financial advisor, pandemic edition. I, this is wild. This is wild. Wait, there's a message from Ron? I don't see a message from Ron. Where's Ron? I don't see Ron. I mean, Badback asks who buys VIP memberships, and oh, there he is. I don't see Badback's responding to Ron, and I don't see any message from Ron before Ron's message where he's been driving. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Am I losing my? I'm not gonna ask that question. My almost said mind. We know that's true.
For to make our money,
hey Ron, welcome.
95 cents. I would tell them exactly where to get out if it drop for a very small loss, and it ain't going to matter much because it's small. And if it goes up, you're going to know exactly where to get out and not just waiting on me to tell you. You'll know exactly what to look for. And to make it on icing on the cake, I also know, let's not be naive. Hayes said if it break below 75, get out. Sometimes you can get out at 76, 76 or 70. Or if we got in at 78, I wouldn't say 75, more like 70 cents if it fall below 70, 71. So even at 72, 73, you could sell early when you already know the coordinates for my exclusive members. And for the upside, when I say, hey, we getting out of this at 95 cents, we in at 78. Once we get that damn 85 cents, you already up significant amount. So at 86, 87, 88, 89,
God,
90,
what the hell?
you could sell anywhere up in there. 92, 90.
I mean, I guess you have to acknowledge his. I got all messages, or I have live chat on. Live chat. That's what it looks like for me. I got top chat and live chat, and I have live chat. It's what I usually do. I change it to live chat, and now I see Ron's messages. I didn't see one from before though. Anyway, yeah, I don't see one from before. Atlas Trading. Yeah, sounds like we're
93, 88, 87. Don't wait for 95. My exclusive member, pay attention. So in VIP.
okay. So we got.
Then once you got the information.
Okay, so we got that. He's giving financial advice now. Good. Cool. This is digital something, not sure what. Digital. All right. Digital garbage? Digital diarrhea. Digital diarrhea. That's it, right? Gotta be it. Okay. Let's do this. So like, yeah, like one from 10:15 to 10, or I'm sorry, from 8:15 to 8:30, the bonds went up. From 8:15 to 8:30, stocks went down, and the dollar went basically sideways. Like none of this shit actually makes any sense. Let me just preface that. Well, it's too late for a preface. let me let me do a let me just say none of this shit actually makes sense. Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get a 12 and a half sided die and roll it and take the outcomes and divide them by random numbers. Then we'll be able to make sense of all this shit. But until then, I'm waiting to get that die in the mail. Let's do this. Here's Christopher Allen Bell, CPA, CGFM, GFM, GM, GFYM, uh, also known as Strongman Personal Finance.
Have I not been telling you that AMC stock and ape shares are being actively manipulated by hedge funds? These hedge funds, these Wall Street elites, they are painting falsehoods. They are screwing over retail investors as an act of revenge for the short squeeze that happened during the pandemic.
Now, it takes a while. I have to give him credit on this one. We got to let the whole video play.
There is no clear
Not going to stop it a single
than
other
these
time.
recent tweets by Adam Aaron showing just how insidious these hedge fund scumbags truly are. Welcome back. Now, I've been known as an AMC hater, but I can't for the life of me ever find a situation where I've actually seen blatant manipulation. And now that I've seen this tweet by Adam Aaron, and there's actually 2 tweets, I have changed my mind completely about AMC. This stock is 100% manipulated. It is being manipulated by total scumbags, filthy rich scumbags that are stealing from poor, hardworking Americans, and they're not being punished for it. And it's a freaking outrage. And we need to show these Wall Street scumbags who's really in charge. It isn't the elites, it's the people. I am for the people, we are the people, and we will stick the middle finger to these disgusting scum. You just have to keep buying AMC and ape. Now let's go ahead and read this tweet. Adam Aaron, March 24th, 2023. Many Twitter reports to me indicating 9.3 trillion apes are outstanding, or we have a $409 billion market cap. Clearly both wrong. Either a data service inexcusably is in error, or somebody criminally photoshopped bogus numbers. To the extent possible, we'll aggressively chase this. Now, why would these scummy hedge funds do this? Because obviously it must have been criminally photoshopped. There is no other possibility. Why would they do this? Well, if a hedge fund shows that AMC and ape shares have a $409 billion market cap, that is clearly way more than AMC is worth. And what would that do? That would incentivize selling, because market participants would look on Market Watch, or they'd look on Yahoo Finance, and they would see a theater company be worth $409 billion. And they would say, this stock is overvalued, and they would sell it. And these scummy hedge fund degenerates are going to profit from that because they are already short the stock. And when this triggers selling, that's going to increase their gains. There is no way that this could have possibly been a coding glitch or an error. No, this must have been 100% criminally photoshopped. Now, if we go down, we see this absolute hater, Amy. What a terrible attempt by you to pump the stock. Adam Aaron has no reason to pump AMC stock. None in the slightest. It is clearly fake and easily verifiable. Do better. And then a brilliant AMC ape says, how is his tweet an attempt to pump the stock? It's not, okay? This is absolutely disgusting. Now, let's go ahead and look at another tweet. So apparently, now Market Watch is saying they are showing 93.79 billion apes outstanding. Clearly wrong, wildly so. We are calling them now, demanding this get corrected immediately. Also reviewing many other data sources to check for accuracy. So curse word here, irresponsible that they publish false info. Is this not one of the most disgusting, despicable things? We just have normal mom and pop shops. We have normal people Normal working class Americans trying to make money. Because throughout history, the working class has been screwed in the United States. They've always been given the short end of the stick. The government always bails out the bankers, and they always leave the poor and the working class to just suffer. And now we finally have this opportunity to buy AMC stock, to buy Ape shares, to make money, to trigger a short squeeze, and take back some of the money that was stolen from us by Wall Street. And look what happens. Look at the lengths that these disgusting degenerates go to manipulate apes. Of course, there's not 93.7 billion apes. Who is doing this? Who is responsible? This must stop now, and if it doesn't now, we should go and protest. Now, when I go to Market Watch and I look up AMC stock, I see that there's 516 million shares outstanding, or sorry, 519 million shares outstanding. But when we go over to Ape shares, I see 93.8 billion. So, in the course of 2 days, it's been 2 days since Adam Aaron tweeted this. And guess what? They still have not fixed it. They are still showing that. They are blatantly spitting in your face. These hedgies, these scumbags, these shills, they are spitting in your face. Even after this gets exposed, they are so blatantly confident in their scumbaggery and degeneracy that they will not even update the numbers on their website. It's not because it's the weekend. It's because they will not update their numbers, because they don't care, because there's no consequences for screwing over retail. Nobody cares about retail. Nobody cares about the poor and working class in this country. Nobody at all. This is so disgusting. Now, on a final note, AMC stock is clearly being manipulated, and the stock price has been absolutely hammered because of that. Look at the stock price. It's gone from a high of 59 all the way down to 447. Why is that? What happened? It's totally not because this is a company that has massive losses on their net income and they have more debt than assets. That's not a reason, okay? Yes, they have negative 2.6 billion of shareholder equity. That is not a reason that this company is getting shorted. It is not because they have negative operating cash flows, negative capital expenditures, which means massively negative free cash flow. That is not the reason. It is simply because of hedge fund manipulation. And there is no more proof than this that you're seeing right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the only proof that you need that these disgusting scum are manipulating you. I retract everything that I said about AMC. I was wrong. This is 100% proof. I am sorry. Please forgive me for hammering AMC. And just kidding, y'all, a bunch of freaking morons. Of course, it's a glitch. Are you serious?
7 minutes.
Okay, look. 93.7 million shares out.
7 minutes. He kept that up. That is impressive. That is very impressive. Hats off to the strong man. That's good. 7 fucking minutes in that shill character. That's pretty good.
It's a glitch.
Pretty good.
Okay, websites have glitches sometimes. And for y'all to really think that this is because of the hedgies and they're manipulating and they're trying to destroy the stock, you just look like tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists, okay? Stop the BS. I don't know what Adam's incentive is here. I think, honestly, he just knows his investors. And he knows that they love this conspiracy crap. Okay? It's not a conspiracy. Sometimes mistakes happen, okay? It's a software glitch. You notice that it's 9.3 trillion here and then 93 billion here? That's because they put a couple extra zeros on accident. Maybe there was some kind of multiplication issue. That's the problem, clowns. It's going to get fixed. And this isn't the reason that your stock has gone down. Like I said when I was joking, but not really, this company is dying. Okay, this is not a healthy company. This company is underwater from a financial standpoint. It's not good. It's very, very bad. So that's why the stock has gone down. Don't think it's this. It's not. This is a glitch. It's because the fundamentals of the company are trash. Have a wonderful day.
Okay, so we'll go back to the futures for a moment here. 1 second.
So we just went ahead and fixed the glitch.
Great. So Milton has been let go.
Well, just a second there, Professor. We fixed the glitch. So he won't be receiving a paycheck anymore, so it'll just work itself out naturally.
We always like to avoid confrontation whenever possible. Problem is solved from your end.
Problem is solved from your end. We fixed the glitch. Fix the glitch. Glitch fixed. That's like Goldman Sachs laying people off. Was it Goldman Sachs? It was one of those clowns. Like, oh, come in Friday for a meeting. Come in for a meeting. All right. Okay. So we're winding down here. We're gonna be closing shop at 9 o'clock. The stapler, the bobs. Yep. Time to move AA's deck to the basement. Yep. Agreed. The apes won't receive the MOAS, so the glitch has been fixed. Yep. Okay. Now, the New York Angelo character is saying that a bank squeeze is coming. So let's see what he's saying here.
This chart over here represents the real issue for the banks, the divergence between the Fed's fund rate and how the banks become very uncompatible on the markets, paying less and less interest on the debits or savings accounts. What I'm even saying by this, well, if before people...
Uncompatible on the... what? Okay.
Without excessive knowledge of investing, stock markets, bond markets, or any way of fixed income, placing on the side money that are not placed into the investment opportunities or on the markets, well, these people usually seek banking interest either on the savings or checkings account. But as you can see over here through the graph, the Fed's fund rate was going up, was going down, was going up, was going down, but the interest that was paid from the banks on the checkings or on the savings accounts slowly deteriorated, creating extremely sharp diversions. And other economists also suggest that even people with not so specific knowledge, using advisors or consultants to manage their own money, currently they can approach short-term treasury bills that pay a significant higher fixed income on the actual investment.
Okay, so this person here, oh, that's Rubini. They can earn 4% on T-bills while they get close to 0% on bank deposits, a key source of continued bank runs. Bank runs, check your bingo cards. The free lunch that banks used to get on free deposits is ending. Interest sensitivity of deposits is sharply rising. Yeah. Yeah, if the apes know that the stock is being manipulated, why are you still in a short squeeze play? There are other companies out there that you can buy into. No, there aren't. That AMC, GameStop are the only two.
Rather than keeping your money in the
Right.
savings or banking accounts. For people not familiar with this type of investments, treasury bills are the shortest term of fixed income versus the notes and versus the bonds. And seeing what is happening with the bond market and the crazy volatility on the bond market, I think a lot of people might actually switch over here.
When you look at the bond market, the treasury market, which is typically staid, dull, dreary, boring, uninteresting part of the market, that's one of the ways in which the US government finances itself, that's where the action's been. It's been,
Gee, I wonder why.
Volatility in that market since the 80s. That's going back a long time.
Gee, I wonder why.
And that's kind of signaling something that is not being signaled in the stock market.
You want it, Joe? I know I can see it. You can't see me, but I can see. You want to say it. What is it signaling? You wrote it in your piece.
It's signaling concern about the sort of outlook for the economy. The idea that this banking stress maybe isn't over, and that things might deteriorate.
And the biggest issue, as we also mentioned, is not just the credit crunch. It's not just that the banks are not lending so much money and collecting interest on the money that they usually put outside on the loan. The idea over here is that the banks are not.
Guess what? Guess what? This is what the Fed wanted. Okay? Everybody who's crying about, oh, it's da 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 da, they're lending less money. That's what they wanted. That is the whole point of raising interest rates, is to destroy demand. We, you know, in an attempt to quell inflation, which, I mean, is it going to work? I don't know, because we still have all this money on the balance sheet and it ticked up in the last reading. And this is from January 30th to February 6th. So we're not even talking about bank failures, the 2 bank failures that there have been officially, according to the FDIC. This is not even, we're not even to that yet with this. Like, I don't know. This is our weekly reading, and that's the latest we have, apparently. It's the latest we have. So anyway, but that's what the point is. Was the point to collapse banks? No. Did banks collapse? No. Two banks collapsed. And I just read earlier that somebody's trying to buy Silicon Valley Bank. So, all right.
People, or they're not as good as competitive market representative for people with disposable income. So the banks are not able to attract people to put their money into the checkings or savings account to collect interest. The reason for it, currently there are many government treasury products that can offer greater return for lack of risk at this particular point. And this is something that is creating this still sustained risk and confusion on the markets. As you heard, the main concern over here, number one, is the incoming recession that could be validated with the stock market button. And again, the second point is, of course, the gross domestic product. And gross domestic product could see even greater declines, which is not going to slow down the economy and could push the economy even into depression, going into the further level of support. So the fear over here is zero, because the level of competitiveness of the financial sector versus what the government can offer or other investment opportunities outside of the US could create a very interesting, not only credit crunch, but we're speaking about markets that will be moving the liquidity from one particular zone to other. And it's not like,
in other words, the liquidity is drying up.
We try to create fear. We're just laying out the facts, and that sooner or later the banks have to change the interest that they're paying on the checkings or savings accounts to attract customers, because even some brokers are offering better returns. Some brokers will say that, just put some
Robinhood
to your broker account. You don't have to trade with it. Just keep the cash inside the broker account, and we're gonna pay you what, 2, 3, 4, 5%. Some of them. Of course, everything is coming with the risks. Some of these.
I had a high risk or high yield savings account in 2006. I think it was like 6% or something.
Not
Amazing.
insured, if not all of them.
I didn't have any
What
money
I'm
in
trying
it.
to say is that a lot of financial institutions, smaller or bigger, are offering much better returns than the banks, and that was kind of the big deal of the banking revenue sector and source of revenue for the banks for many years. So definitely I am expecting to see, especially with these discounted rates from the Fed for borrowing from the Federal Reserve, from the commercial banks, to start offering better interest rates on the checkings or savings accounts. Not to mention that last week over $100 billion were moved from regional banks towards the big banks. And this is a big number, guys.
Okay, big number. All right. I'm just looking at some stuff over here on this other browser. Just recession, just search recession jitters. Good morning at 5:11 p.m. U.S. recession could be around the corner. Credit Suisse may face a probe, and Do Kwon rejects false passport claim. Recent bank turmoil has boosted the risk of a recession. Neil Kashkari, Federal Reserve dude from somewhere, this guy, Neil Kashkari, asked by CBS if the strains could tip the economy into contraction. Minneapolis Fed chief said it definitely brings us closer. Also up in the air, a widespread credit crunch. It's a shift for Kashkari, who in recent months has been an outspoken hawk, favoring rate hikes. Well, but that doesn't mean that he's not hawkish still, does it? I mean, did he say that? Bond investors are betting on a U.S. recession amid growing dissonance between how markets and the Fed see the outlook. Investors are bracing for another week of turmoil. The yen strengthened. Credit Suisse fallout, the bank faces a possible probe and discipline over how top managers ran it in the lead up to its collapse. The lender's disappearance creates problems for Switzerland's SMEs. Taiwan and Honduras endured more than 8 decades of diplomatic ties as the Central American nation established links with Beijing. President Tsai Ing-wen starts a visit this week to the U.S., Guatemala, and Belize. Spotlight, IPO woe, banking turmoil, and recession risk have kept the global IPO market mired in a slump. Companies have raised just $19.7 billion via IPOs this year. That's down 70% from 2022 and the least since 2019. Steepest fall in the US, where only $3.2 billion has been raised. Oh, darn. Well, kind of goes against the whole tightening thing, right? China wrap, the housing market may slump again in China. Another news, Australia's Labor wins a New South Wales state election, yada, yada, yada. Japan's workers make less, lowest pay in the G7. Well, hey, at least it's not us, right? Let's see. By the way, bond traders go all in on U.S. recession bets that defy Fed view. It's from yesterday, actually. Bond investors are piling into wagers that a U.S. recession is around the corner amid a growing dissonance between how markets and the Fed see the outlook for the economy. The yield curve. All right, so this we'll check something else here, but red alert recession signals. Hi, I'm Matt Turner, the editor-in-chief of Business at Insider. Hi, Matt. Miami's crypto party is over and the city is facing the fallout. The Airbnb bust proves the Wild West days of online vacation rentals are over. Really? Okay. Airbnb bust. Why Goldman Sachs alumni are being poached by elite hedge funds. Well, because they already know how to lie and cheat and steal. Everyone is back to talking about a recession. Who in the world had the fresh hope that the U.S. could avoid a recession? I mean, seriously. Inflation has persisted even as many commodity prices have dropped sharply. Sure. 25 basis points. Likely to get tighter as a result of stress facing small and mid-sized lenders. Tougher lending standards could have the impact of one or multiple rate hikes, Powell said. Goldman Sachs agrees. Of course they agree, quantifying the effect as 25 to 50 basis points of rate increases. Except the market is not pricing that. That has big name investors and market signals predicting a recession and soon. party is over. Okay, there's Miami and all that stuff. Okay. All right. So what if the bank failures, what if it was all, and this is something the apes would say, what if this was a ploy by Wall Street? Now, I'm not saying it was, I'm not even saying that I believe this. I probably don't, but that would be a hell of a scam, right? Let's force let's force the Fed to cut rates. How? Well, I know some guys at a bank in California. They're kind of dirty as it is already. I'm just saying, it's possible. Just saying. It wouldn't be the first time that these clowns have done shit like that. Wouldn't be the first time. Anyway, that's a sign that, and I love this too. Yeah, the dollar. We see the dollar pushing higher. We see stocks also going up. This is the magic of the markets right here. None of this shit makes any sense. All right. Um, let me check. Let me check YouTube. Make sure there's nothing else here. No, there isn't. But man, I feel like it's not a real live stream if we don't see a video from our friend. Which friend is that? Well, I guess we can do it just cause. All right. Last video.
What's
Our
up, man?
friend.
It's Frankie, man. Let me say I'm not a financial advisor. Anything that I say in this video for entertainment purposes only. Whatever I say in this video is my opinion. May not necessarily be factual. Don't buy,
That's
sell,
it.
or hold a
There you
stock
go.
because
You
of
got it.
anything that I say in this video. And Ramadan Mubarak, man, to all the Muslims that may be embracing Ramadan. Hopefully you're reading the Quran like you're supposed to and you're getting all your prayers in. And hopefully you're fasting, getting everything done the way you need to get it done. Look, when it comes to Adam Aaron and retail investors, in my opinion, man, Adam Aaron has done nothing, man, but shit on retail investors over and over again. That's all he's done. Just shit on retail investors. After we made him and his family millions of dollars. And see, the thing is, from the beginning, like I said, retail investors, particularly leaders in our play, we should have kept the relationship with Adam Aaron business-like. That's the way it should have been done. The leaders in the community should have let him know that, man, if you
Orange is the new black.
Screw over retail investors, it'll be consequences. That's the
take out more loans to buy stocks.
And Terra Capital, all these 1% that he do business with, he know not to screw them, see, because he know it's consequences. But he'll screw us. But he's not going to screw over them. And see, these 1%ers, these hedge funds, these short sellers, even the powers to be, in my opinion, none of them wanted us to have a MOAS. None of them. It was not advantageous,
he belongs in fucking jail.
For them, for us to have a MOAS. So you had a lot of people, in our community, they teamed up with the hedge funds and the short sellers to make sure that we didn't have a MOAS. They voted yes on the proposal. They voted in the way that hedge funds and short sellers wanted us to vote. Hedge funds and short sellers, man, they wanted a yes vote. So in essence, what you had some apes, and you had some retail investors. They sold out when it came to the MOAS, because they voted the way 1%ers wanted them to vote. That's what they want. And see, Adam Aaron, he keep doing what he doing to retail investors simply because of the fact that there is no fear there. There's no respect when it comes to Adam when it comes to Adam Aaron dealing with retail investors. He don't respect us because see, normally people would.
Well, did you ever respect him, or did you see him as something you could use to cheat the time-tested formula for building wealth? Yes, I believe that you did use him. You thought you were going to use him. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, it's coming back to me now in 2021 when the company wanted to issue more shares to raise money, because the company needs money. And the apes said, no, we've already bought enough. We've already bought and held enough. We don't need more shares for our squeeze. We need the squeeze, and then you get more shares. That's that's not in the best interest of the company. Yet that's what happened because the shareholders who like, to say that they own 90% of the float, that's what they wanted. So they didn't do it. But it became apparent that they got to do something. Adam Aaron knew he was dealing with a bunch of children, petulant children who wouldn't vote for more shares to be authorized. So what did they do? They went to the back pocket. They pulled out the ape nonsense. It failed miserably. Yeah, I'll say it. It failed. It fucking failed. It was a failure. It lost 90% of its value, whatever, 80, 70%, whatever it is now. I don't know what it is now, actually. But ape was supposed to run to $5 according to Ant's trades. Well, that never materialized. Did it? Did it? So the ape came out at $7 and now it's at what? Here? It's at 80%. Okay, I stand corrected. 80%. They lost 80%. Oh, but they paid off a couple $100 million of debt. Okay, great. It was a success, resounding success. The apes were trying to use Adam Aaron to get their little MOAS. It didn't work. Now Adam Aaron is someone who shits on retail investors. Okay, all right. Just wanted to give some context.
Will respect you out of fear and love. He don't have neither one. So there's no respect for us when it comes to Adam Aaron. That's why he keep doing what he wants to do to us over and over again. The only thing Adam Aaron don't want to lose his cash cow to a MOAS, which is retail investors. He don't want us to have a MOAS.
Maybe he doesn't want the company to fail. I don't know. I'm just going out on a limb here. Not sure. I'm not saying he's the best CEO ever.
He want us to be trapped in this stock. He's not allowing us to get what we want out of the stock because, like I said, it's not advantageous to him or the 1%. He has a 1% mindset.
I mean, he hasn't mentioned the company at all here. How about it's not advantageous for AMC? That's what this is about, right?
A lot of people, man, they just don't understand it. So, man, it's like he don't feel like we deserve to get life-changing money out of this stock. And you got some retail investors.
Well, you don't. You also don't. That's also true.
And some apes, what they simply did for their own reason, they pumped out, they sold out, they got weak, they lost conviction in the play.
They got weak.
They lost patience with the play. And for their own personal reason, they voted, man, to help him. It don't think that they don't know that what Adam Aaron is doing and a lot of things, and they don't know that a lot of things that he's doing.
Wait, does this clown realize that AMC is literally in the $4 handle? If it goes below this, they are going to get one of those delisting notices that you have this long to get the stock price above $4 and the market cap, yada, yada, yada. I mean, I don't know why they don't want to hear that. I mean, I know why, probably, but like, that's the reality. In my view, you're at a delisting risk point. That nobody wants that. And certainly people who have thousands and thousands of dollars invested into this stock don't want a delisting action. So what the hell? But hey, higher highs.
It's wrong. They know. They just willing to overlook it. You see, overlook it. And see, like I said, really when it comes to a lot of them in the short squeeze play or the MOAS, they just quit. You see, the minute, man, you had apes and retail investors started saying something like they want a short squeeze play based on fundamentals, or they started agreeing with giving up 90% of their shares, or letting hedge funds delete 90% of their shares through a reverse stock split. At that time,
Oh my
man,
God.
what they said to me was that they quit. They just did it in a slick way. See what I'm saying? But what they were saying was they quit. And see, when you voted yes on the proposals, what you agreed to do is let them steal your money, steal retail investors' money. What you agreed to do was, in my opinion, was kill the chance of making life-changing money in a transfer of wealth. And someone would say something like, some of the apes or some of the retail investors, you know, that voted yes, that follow Adam Aaron blindly, they'll say something like Frankie Muhammad, you know, Al from Boston, you know, Donahue George, the Marine, Froggy Styles. They'll say those guys some shields. They shields. No, we're not shields. No, it's called, man, having a certain level of integrity, having some character, and staying loyal to what you said you was going to be loyal to. And that's called a MOAS. That's it. We're not shields. Okay, everybody that I just named, they still talking about diamond head. They talking about, man, not giving up your shares. They talking about not letting hedge funds delete 90% of their shares. But they shields. But now the people using reverse psychology, trying to call those ape shields, they the ones that said, man, give up 90% of your shares. You know, help hedge funds, you know, lose 90% of their shares, man. Give them a discount when they got it covered. Or don't worry about a MOAS. Now you waiting on the short squeeze play based on fundamentals. But they not shields, though. But the ones that sticking to what we said in the beginning, they shields. Hey, man, it's reverse psychology. They know what he's doing. But see, what a lot of them will close on this, man. What a lot of them is doing is this right here. See, some of them, man, I've been doing online marketing for 10 years, network marketing. I've been online. I understand the importance of traffic. See, a lot of them trying to
He been doing scams.
make money with their YouTube channel. So in order for you to do that, man, you got to have traffic. If you start speaking out against Adam Aaron, you're going to lose traffic. In return, they lose ad revenue. They lose money, man. They can't pump stocks like they want to. So that's the reason why they was willing to overlook a lot of the things, man, that Adam Aaron was doing because of their own personal need. They sold out the MOAS for their own personal need. They need the traffic coming to their YouTube channel. They need ad revenues. You see what I'm saying? So that's why their character and their integrity is questionable because they know what he's doing is wrong. But it's about ad revenue and it's about making money. The rest of them, man, they want to run up. They want to try to get out of the play. They don't want the play to go on no longer. So they don't want to come out and say, man, they don't want the MOAS, but that's what it is. They hoping for a run-up, hoping they'll make a little bit of money, man, after the reverse stock split. You know, hoping that they can get out of the play. But really what they did, they sold the MOAS. But here's what I'm going to say, and I'm going to close once again. The thing is, y'all better hope, man, the people that push the yes vote, you better hope, man, that you get more than just doing the reverse stock split. You just get the price that you get after the reverse stock split, $50, $60, or whatever it is. You better hope you get more than that. And then the stock just get diluted down and people lost 90% of their shares because of some shit that y'all pushed. The devil and the 1%ers, in my opinion, they should let it squeeze a little bit. They should give you a run up since you sold the MOAS out. They should give you something. But if they decide not to give you nothing, and the only thing that you do is you get the price of the reverse stock split, $50 or whatever, then they dilute it down, man, y'all some suckers and y'all got played. Thank you for taking time out to watch the video. Have a nice
Got
day.
played, man. All right. Now I'm trying to find something here. Okay. Okay, here it is. So I recently got a copy of let's see here, Milton Friedman's book, Free to Choose, Personal Statement. This I believe is from 79. Yeah, 79. And there is a quote in here or a section that I'll read from. If I could find it again, it was 14. Talking about the story of the United States, the economic system and whatnot here. And the story of the United States is a story of an economic miracle and a political miracle that was made possible by the translation into practice of two sets of ideas, both by a curious coincidence, formulated in documents published in the same year, 1776. One set of ideas was embodied in The Wealth of Nations, the masterpiece that established the Scotsman Adam Smith as the father of modern economics. It analyzed the way in which a market system could combine the freedom of individuals to pursue their own objectives with the extensive cooperation and collaboration needed in the economic field to produce our food, our clothing, our housing. Adam Smith's key insight was that both parties to an exchange can benefit, and that so long as cooperation is strictly voluntary, no exchange will take place unless both parties do benefit. No external force, no coercion, no violation of freedom is necessary to produce cooperation among individuals, all of whom can benefit. That is why, as Adam Smith put it, an individual who, quote, intends only his own gain is, quote, led by an invisible hand to promote an end which was no part of his intention. Nor is it always the worse for society that it was no part of it. By pursuing his own interest, he frequently promotes that of the society more effectually than when he really intends to promote it. I have never known I have never known much good done by those who affected to trade for the public good. And this, what he said, what Frankie said, reminded me of this, because what Adam Smith is essentially saying is, and by the way, the second set of ideas was the Declaration of Independence by Thomas Jefferson. So those two things combined, uh, Friedman believed was the foundation of the system. So, he's saying that, uh, if individuals are pursuing what is best for them, voluntarily, then it will actually be in everyone's best interest. So what we need is everybody to pursue their own best interests in the system. And Frankie was, saying, oh, some people sold out and, whatever. But how is that? I just don't understand. So you're supposed to make a sacrifice for the greater good of the group, or I mean, it kind of goes against this sentiment here by Adam Smith. It seems like he says, "I have never known much good done by those affected to trade for the public good." Yeah, it's like do-gooders, right? People who are say, oh, "I'm doing this for the greater good." Um, he says, "I've never known much good done by those." But by pursuing his own interest, he frequently promotes that of the interest of society more effectually, better than when he really intends to promote it. So it's actually better for people to be, I don't want to say greedy, I don't want to say that, but it's better for people to pursue what is best for them, because I have to imagine one reason is because they know that's something you can know. We don't necessarily know what's best for the greater good of society, but if we all do what's best for us, then we are doing what's best for the greater good of society. Anyway, it's an interesting read. I would recommend it if you're not repulsed by Friedman. So true is AMC investors suck at investing, and there's also that too. But they should have been concerned about their own portfolios. They should have been concerned about their financial future, not I hold for you, you hold for me. And that sort of goes directly against what I was just talking about. So anyway, and when here he is right here. Here he is right here. There's some great, oh well, not him, but uh um what is Tim Cook saying about China? Stresses ties with China. Stresses ties with China. Oh, I'm curious now. Okay,
It
last
starts to
video.
say that the tone of this year's CDF is just a bit awkward.
Yeah, it is a bit awkward. Obviously, we've had 3 straight years of COVID-0 policies. We've had rising trade tensions between China and the United States through the Trump administration into the Biden administration. And now with the war in Ukraine and Xi Jinping just coming back from Moscow, where he shared time, obviously, with Vladimir Putin, it all makes very difficult and awkward positions for particular U.S. executives who are going to China and then meeting with Chinese officials. And some top U.S. executives, perhaps, according to sources, opting out of the usually high-profile China Development Forum at the Diaoyutai State Guest House in Beijing. This time, even though this is the first
Steve
time
Jobs, he is not.
fully
Tell you that.
meeting, I think a lot of people keeping a low profile. Tim Cook, though, he not taking a low-profile approach. We also had Steve Schwartzman.
I missed those black turtlenecks, ripped jeans, and
they are all on the preliminary
sneakers
list of participants. But, you know, Tim Cook, essentially, as you said, stressing the sort of symbiotic relationship that Apple has had with China over the last several decades. And let's face it, it has been sort of
made him a lot of money, that's for sure.
Almost all of Apple's products are made in China, as well as, you know, they kind of rose together over the last few decades. But those strains of relations are already starting to show. We've seen, you know, Foxconn, which makes a lot of the products in iPhone City in Zhengzhou, they're starting to move some of that production out of China. They've announced a $700 million plant in India. Other iPhone or Apple product makers in China saying they're looking at diversifying their supply chain and their capacity outside of China. So when that giant oil tanker starts changing course, it's hard to move it back in that direction. So 3 years was a long time, but the strain on the U.S.-China relationship has been going for longer than those just 3 years. We did get Vice Premier Ding Xuexiang speaking at the China Development Forum over this weekend. In remarks yesterday, he said that opening up is a national policy. It is a mark of modern China. He also read a statement from President Xi Jinping essentially saying the same thing. But again, the Vice Premier spoke at the China Development Forum, not the Premier and not the President.
Steve, there's a lot of reasons why we're seeing this Beijing-Washington relationship fray, right? Does that mean we see that Xi-Biden phone call being pushed back?
I think for all the reasons that I just outlined, that's the reason for the delay in the call. The U.S., according to sources at telling Bloomberg News, has been urging a call now that the National People's Congress, the annual session of Parliament, has ended. Also, Xi Jinping is back from Moscow. Perhaps mid-March was the target time for them to have another call. They have not talked or met in person since that summit, if you want to call it that. It wasn't an official summit, but that meeting on the sidelines of the G20 in Bali. That was last November. So they have not necessarily spoken, and the tensions and the rhetoric has escalated. But we're hearing from sources that China has rebuffed all those overtures for a call. I guess we need to work through a lot of these difficulties on the geopolitical front. We saw Xi Jinping in Moscow. He pretty much laid out his diplomatic priorities, and that is, at least right now, arm in arm with Vladimir Putin. That doesn't play well in a conversation with Joe Biden, obviously. We'll have to see when they're going to talk again.
Well, at least they know they got Apple in their pocket, right? Good job, Tim. All right, so because I can't stand Tim Cook, but I actually do like Steve Jobs, believe it or not, even though I hate Apple. Um, we'll end with some Steve Jobs advice. This is it, though. Promise this is the last thing. So before that, let's just take a quick peek over here and see that, yeah, it's another one of these nights here. No major moves that I can see, except natural gas continues to go down, so that's good, I guess. I don't know. And the dollar's up a little bit, so yay. All right, Steve Jobs going to play us out. Thanks for sticking around, hanging out. Appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like, thumbs up. If you do mind, then that's okay too. So anyway, here we go, and see you guys. Um, maybe tomorrow, maybe Tuesday. Just depends on what happens. By the way, what is happening next week? Well, we did see this before, but we'll go through it real quick. It's a typical stuff, all the same usual stuff. Monday, some bond auctions. Tuesday, retail sales, home data. Tuesday. Um, yeah, I don't know why this is Wednesday, mortgage data and energy data. Thursday it gets interesting, and unemployment, GDP. Friday, uh, CPI, Michigan uh, expectations, and a whole bunch of Fed speakers throughout the week, starting tomorrow as well with a Fed speech at 5 p.m. Kicking off tomorrow with the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index at 10:30 a.m. So we'll see what happens. All right, see you guys tomorrow or Monday or tomorrow or Tuesday. Here we go. Have a good one. Steve Jobs on failure.
No, I've actually always found something to be very true, which is most people don't get those experiences because they never ask. I've never found anybody that didn't want to help me if I asked them for help. I always call them up. I called up, this will date me, but I called up Bill Hewlett when I was 12 years old, and he lived in Palo Alto. His number was still in the phone book. And he answered the phone himself. He said, yes? He said, hi, I'm Steve Jobs. I'm 12 years old. I'm a student in high school, and I want to build a frequency counter. And I was wondering if you had any spare parts I could have. And he laughed, and he gave me the spare parts to build this frequency counter, and he gave me a job that summer in Hewlett-Packard, working on the assembly line, putting nuts and bolts together on frequency counters. He got me a job in the place that built them. And I was in heaven. And I've never found anyone who said no or hung up the phone when I called. I just asked. And when people ask me, I try to be as responsive, to pay that debt of gratitude back. Most people never pick up the phone and call. Most people never ask. And that's what separates sometimes the people that do things from the people that just dream about them. You gotta act. And you've got to be willing to fail. You've got to be willing to crash and burn. With people on the phone, with starting a company, with whatever. If you're afraid of failing, you won't get very far.